Bobby's.
From what I barely can hear, and I can't hear me.
That's a no. Cubs Radio.
Who sings this one?
Am I on?
I don't know. Hold on. CubsRadio.com. GothamGoldGraz.com.
No control.
Turn to the right.
Cubs.com. Turn to the right.
There's nothing here.
Yeah, they moved them.
Great radio.
Changing things.
Great radio. All right. There we go. We're in the O'Toole room. Oh, God. Thank God.
There we go.
Michael O'Toole's not here tonight. But Mad Dog.
Why do we always announce who's not here?
Only one person. Michael O'Toole.
You know, it's like on the news when they get on. They go, "Hi, this is Jim Williams. I'm here for Carol Silver tonight." They're like, "Who the fuck cares who you're here for? You're here."
Mad Dog Russo's not coming in tonight, but that gentleman is to my left, and that voice is Robert Inzarello.
Chris, what are you sucking on?
I'm sucking on a Halls Mentholyptus.
Oh, great. Okay.
To my far left, that voice is Charlie Myers, comedian Charlie Myers at Good Time Charlie, right? Is that your
No,
Instagram?
it's Uncle Charlie Comedy.
On Instagram, right? What else?
Yeah.
I want to get it out of the way.
What
early.
else did he get wrong?
That's
Go.
it. Just Uncle Charlie Comedy on Instagram. That's it.
And
one thing to remember.
Ins41.com, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you at Blue Room 138.
Yes, sir.
Gotham Gold Graz on Instagram. Gotham Gold Bus on Twitter.
All right, what the fuck are we listening to? Okay.
Horse shit.
So-
We're listening to dog shit.
So
it
Bobby
sounds like
finally,
someone just sucked in a whole barrel of helium.
Hold on, wait, hold on. 516-465-3990. 516-513-0515.
We have phones?
To my right, board op extraordinaire Richard Zarelli, who hates this song.
Is this the warm-up band for the impeachment trial? Is this what they do?
Oh, hold on, here she goes. This is the best part.
Yeah, that's the best. Oh, the best part.
If I close my eyes or I just blindfolded myself, I would think it's Yoko Ono.
This is the part where I feel bad for her boots. Because she's jumping up and down.
Are people really getting into this? Am I
Oh, my
fucked
God.
up?
The place is
Look at all
packed.
these people. It's unbelievable.
Look,
It looks like Meatloaf sucked in helium. It really does.
she's a bit of a chubba, but she's got a good voice.
Like a bat out of hell. That's how fast I'd be out of that fucking audience.
Oh, boy.
That's how fast.
So,
It's horrible.
what's up? Oh, listen, tonight, 9:15, we call Sid Udi, who's Psycho Sid from the WWF. He's a wrestler. I got to give him a call at 9:15.
Wow, wake up call? Was he sleeping? What the fuck are we calling him?
No, we got to call him. At Will Brimstone is coming in. He's a wrestler and also a top podcaster on Long Island. He's coming to hang out with us tonight. And about 10 o'clock tonight, we are going to call Jim Laritz.
And at about 9:45, when we're allowed to start, we can actually say some shit that might be on the air.
Hey,
Right now, we're just talking to nothing. I know it.
No, we're all right. We're good. We're listen, folks.
Yeah.
We're 9 o'clock this week and 9 o'clock next week. We're off February 6th. I'm on strike for the day. I'm going to watch the Green Dogs in the main room at Governor's.
Let's go, dogs.
They're having a what is that? A fundraiser for the.
It says on this sheet over
Yes.
here that Eli Manning reties. That means his shoes were untied and now
He missed-
he reties.
Oh, typo.
Hold on, let that guy in. Here we go. We're gonna start already. Come on in. Let's go.
A board op typo.
You owe me a thank
you did that?
I did.
Wow.
Goomba's right outside.
Can he not find the
I don't think
door?
he can find the door.
Who is
Goomba, it's
that?
the big white thing.
Who is that?
Goomba Johnny.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he was with Rodia. I was talking to Rodia. Rodia was in the urinal. All right. No, go by. He just passed. All right.
Hey, compa.
So, what do you think?
Hey, babe. About
Louis
what?
Rojas.
Come on. You know, I really, at this point, like I said, I don't think it matters who the manager is that much. It's just going to be whatever they, decided in a boardroom who's going to play today and what they're going to do and how they're going to handle the team. That's what's going to be. So the bottom line is, really doesn't matter who the manager is going to be. The team is good. They got a nice team there. Right? So let's just hope for the team playing well.
Is he? Are you comparing him to Barry Switzer of the '95 Cowboys?
Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer
He's supposed
came
to be-
in and just really did nothing, and they won another Super Bowl
Right.
after
Right.
Jimmy Johnson left.
Yeah, it was Jimmy Johnson's.
Listen, I maybe we catch lightning in a bottle, and maybe he becomes a Buck Showalter and stays there for 5 or 6 or 7 years. everybody's saying that they're just basically trying to gear him up. That's why they only signed him for 2 years, because Hinch is going to be, his suspension is going to be gone, and he's going to be back, and him and Brody are best friends. So,
Come on, you can't tell me that that's the plan.
All right, so they're going to hire a guy that who is under the same cloud as the guy they just fired.
But my question...
Oh, stop.
You think
can't happen.
You think it's inconceivable that Hinch...
Yes.
Hinch... Okay, Rojas hopefully does well, but Rojas sputters. They're 500 this year, and next year they're 2 games over 500. They don't make the playoffs. So they fire Rojas. Hinch has only been out a year now. They suspended Hinch for 1 year. So now Hinch is out. He's been sitting for a year. Brody turns and goes, all right, hello, A.J. Hinch. Hello, Mr. Hinch. Come to New York.
Because Hinch is out for the exact same reason they just fired Beltran. I mean, are you fucking kidding me?
No, you can't do that.
Okay.
I agree.
I don't think it's inconceivable. I don't think it's...
That's like saying you're going to hire Alex Cora.
They said, oh, no, we can't deal with this guy. He just freaking was part of a big scandal in Houston, so we got to let him go. We're going to hire the main guy.
We're not live on Facebook, apparently.
No, we are. Limo Talk, it's Graziadei. Who's this?
Hey! What do you say there, Mikey?
What's going on, Mad Dog? How are you?
Feeling good, feeling grand there, Mikey. How's it going?
Good. How's everything?
Saying try there, Mikey.
Ins 41's over here. Say hello.
Yeah, I can't say
What
it
do you say
myself.
there, Bobby from Babylon. Go ahead, you on the fan?
Hey, what's up? What do you think of the new Mets manager?
Manager, who's that?
Louis Rojas.
Get him in there. Let's go.
Let's go. That's it. That's it, man.
Wilmer Flores didn't want the job, so they gave it to him.
Too much crying there, Mikey.
Yeah, they didn't
Not
want him
enough
to
time.
cry. They didn't want him to cry when he got fired.
Right.
So what's going on, Mad Dog? What do you think of this whole scandal? What are you glad Beltran's gone? What do you think?
Well, Beltran's up here on my my compound there, Mikey.
What do you mean? How did that happen?
He got let go by the Mets. He came up. He decided to be a winemaker with me.
Nice.
All right.
It's a good idea.
The whole family. It's been great.
By the way, Charlie Myers is here, Mad Dog.
Hey, Charles, what's up? What do you say on the Mike Maddox?
Hey there, what's going on?
And Rich Zarelli's here, Mad Dog.
Hey, Richard, how's it going out in Staten Island, Mikey?
Love Staten Island. My birthplace.
So, Chris, I just want to let you know that next week we're here at 9 o'clock, and then we're off a week, and then we go to New Hours on February 13th, just to let you know. Hello? Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Mikey.
Mad Dog, did you hear what I said?
What you said. I'll call him whenever you want there, Mikey.
All right. So, what's your take on this whole thing with Eli Manning retiring and Derek Jeter missing the Hall of Fame by 1 vote on the same day?
You don't got the inside information like I do there, Mikey.
Okay.
What Eli's going to become?
I think Eli's going to be a coach in a couple of years. What do you think?
He's a winemaker tomorrow there, Mikey. He's going to make the announcements coming right up to the compound.
All right.
I got all the greats up here.
How's the skating rink?
Take it down there, Mikey. I hurt my butt two times.
Yeah, you all right? Any NHL players hanging out with you?
You mean DiPietro?
Yeah.
He's not up here anymore.
He's not? Okay. All right. Are you going down for...
John's gone too.
Are you going to... Pierre Turgeon's gone too? All right. So are you going to spring training?
Training? I don't know, Mikey. I think I'm going to try to go up to Vermont for the weekend. I like it warm, but I don't like my crotch all sweaty, so I'm going to go ahead and stay up there where it's cold.
Why don't you like your crotch sweaty?
Why would that even be a question? I mean, you really don't like your crotch sweaty? Are you sure? I mean,
I do.
It's a chafe-free environment there, Mikey.
All right, so what else is going on?
Like I said, I got all the guys up here. We're going through training courses. We're learning about different types of grapes. I got Beltran to my left. I got Eli to my right. It's going to be a hell of a time.
here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Who seems the saddest right now?
Looks like Beltran's got a little tear in his eye. I'm not sure he's going to ever get over this one, Mikey.
Do you think he'll get another spot one of these days, Mad Dog?
No, I think I'll have another kid, though, any day now.
All right. Well, listen. You got to do me a favor.
Hey, Mikey, go ahead. You're on the fan.
Are you not really going to go down for pitches and catches? You got to go down and say hello.
Down there on, my South Leg tour. I'm thinking I'm going to go down, take a look at some pitches, maybe make some recommendations to Rojas there. I got his phone number. I'm going to send him some texts with some emojis and just let him know exactly how I feel about these guys.
What kind of emojis are you going to send him?
I don't know. I think that for the big bat, for the guys with the big bat, I'll send them that eggplant emoji. That sounds like a good one.
All right. That's the eggplant. I just found out what the eggplant meant. So that's like a basketball player, right? The eggplant's like a basketball player. I just found out. I never knew it was a penis.
It means he's got a good bat.
Yeah. All right.
A big one.
All right. So A-Rod would get if A-Rod was going down to spring training, you would send him an emoji like that, correct?
Exactly that, Mikey. When I got a good picture on the radar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a big fist. Depending on the color of the skin, I'll send depending on the color.
Okay.
And then I'll do the OK sign right after that.
Okay. All right. How's everything going all right with your kumquat and everything?
Everything's great with the brown noser and the dump noser. I got it all covered there, Mikey.
All right.
Like I said, no more ice skating rinks, so I don't have to worry about falling and showing everybody my explosions.
Okay. All right, well, Mad Dog, I got a good friend of ours that's going to be, well, I've never met him yet. He's going to be a good friend, hopefully, in the next couple of hours.
Way to jump the gun there, Mikey.
But by the end of the interview, Graz would have taken him home on like 5 different limo trips.
Well, you
so
look comfortable
we'll
over there. I'll put you on the thing here. Put your headphones on. Say hello. Will Brimstone.
Ladies and gentlemen, Will Brimstone, welcome to the show.
Hey, Fire and Brimstone, you're on the fan with Mike and the Mad Dog. Go ahead.
Hey, Will, do you like sports? This is Chris Mad Dog Russo from High Heat and the Mike and the Mad Dog Show. He still thinks that there's going. Mike and the Mad Dog.
All right. Well, no, I'm not into sports. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
No.
You're
I like to play games. I don't like to watch them. You know what I mean?
You're a wrestler,
Just
too.
Brimstone, by the way. Just Brim.
Just Brim?
Just Brim, yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, just Brim. I'm easy.
Brim.
I'm easy.
Just Brim.
I've been Brimstone for over 20 years, so Brim, it's just, stage name. It's like that Madonna thing.
Game of Thrones would all be done.
Yeah.
I'm a former pro wrestler. So but that's sports I like to play. I don't like to watch. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Maybe it's because you watch these MMA fights and they last 40 seconds and it's not worth it for me. I like to get involved, get in the game.
That's Charlie Myers, comedian
Mikey.
Charlie Myers.
How you doing?
Hello, Charlie Myers.
Brim, nice to meet you.
This is my co-host Bobby Inzarello, Ins41.
Nice, Bobby. Nice to
And
meet
this
you.
is Richie Zarelli, my board up.
Hello, Rich. How
And
are
I'm
you?
Brim. And I'm Graz.
Graz, I know Graz.
Nice. It's
We have a mutual friend, right? Latronica, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Bobby knows him very well.
I'm sorry to hear that. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's a great guy. He's a good guy.
Latronica?
Robert Latronica.
Yeah, Latronica.
Hey, listen, sorry, Gene. I know we're supposed to get money, but the Latronica law firm is right behind us in the parking lot of Governance.
That's a pretty damn cool name, Latronica.
Yeah, Latronica law firm.
Wow,
in
that's
He's cool
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
man. He's smooth
Yeah.
operator.
I can tell.
Mad Dog, is Latronica your lawyer?
No, but I used to listen to Electronica back in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Mad Dog. I'm going to hang out with Brimstone now. We're going to start to get to know him.
Just Brim.
Just Brim. Just Brim. I'll say it about 10 times.
You could say Brimstone Brim as long as you leave Will out of it. I'm good.
All right, you're sure now, right?
When there's a will, there's a way. But I'm just.
All right, Brimstone. All right, Mad Dog. Say good night to everybody. All right.
He's left that life behind him.
Thanks a lot for everyone calling into the Mike and the Mad Dog Show live here on the Fan every day, 3 to 6. Go ahead on your drive home. Give us a call, 516-855-4224-WFAN. And we want to thank everybody else for joining us on our program. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Mad Dog.
I like Mad Dog. I like that energy.
Yeah,
His
he's
energy is nice.
Mad Dog does a show on the MLB channel, which is the Major League channel, called High Heat.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so he's a friend of the show's.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, we have Tom Greer on my show. He's our sports guy. So I don't do anything sports.
So we should have got him there.
You should
right?
probably
Yeah,
have him.
Tell
You
him
can have him
number.
next. You can have him next.
First of all, I want to wish you congratulations because I know for the last 4 years you have won top radio station on Long Island.
Thank you.
Through what is that? Long Island.
Best of Long Island.
Of Long Island.
We this is the 4th year consecutively that we won best radio station on the island. I mean, we're a 2-hour podcast once a week, so
we're coming after you.
It's okay. Hey, look, competition. It's not competition. We're all friends.
Yeah.
Anything that happens on the island is good for the island. Right?
I agree. Well,
so the whole idea is for everybody to work as a family and build and grow, and try to make the island bigger than it is.
Well, that's the reason why I reached out to you. That's the truth.
I'm here.
I saw that you won. I had known that you were in Levittown. I know that you've been doing it for a while, and I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't mind meeting you, and I know my guys would like you. You'd fit right in.
At first, he was going to ask the guy who came in second. He was a little shy, but then he goes, "You know what? Let me just shoot for the stars and go for brim."
There you go.
And here you are.
Well, second, I mean, you'd have to deal with BAB or the Shark, and I'm sure they wouldn't let you out anyway.
Oh yeah.
No, we don't want to talk about the Shark.
We don't like the Shark.
Yeah, well, no comments.
So
I stay out of those.
we started at GBB, and then we went to the Shark, which was a bad decision. And then we were out, and then we've been here 4 years. Mad Dog Russo is very good friends with Michael O'Toole, who built the studio.
Oh, very cool. Right.
Now we have about 18, 19 shows.
That's awesome.
Now you just have your one show in it studio?
No. Well, we have all right. So our corporate office and studio is right over here, right across the way from you guys. So we're in the Electronica Law Firm building. So we're neighbors. You could throw a rock
in the
in our
Electronica
studio.
Law Firm
Yeah,
building?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'd be so disappointed if he wasn't, honestly.
Well, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
We're literally stone's throw away, and we've been doing this for about 5 years now, and what do you call it? Before we started, we thought of it as a business right at the beginning. But, at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure that, everything was moving with the one show before we started adding on other shows and so forth. So I do a companion show called Within Brimskin, which is me ranting. So I could sit and get, a little bit louder than I would on GHR because Grindhouse is more PC. You know what I mean? We have our sponsors.
Grindhouse is PC.
Yeah, Grindhouse is PC.
Okay. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, we've got the sponsors we deal with and so forth. We have to keep it, on the level. But in terms of Within Brimskin, I kind of do whatever the hell I want. So that I do. They do the Magic Kim Tom, which is a Disney show off, as well. We have a bunch of other shows that work out of our studio too. So yeah, we have more than just the Grindhouse out of the studios.
It's great.
Yeah, and building. So
you know what we're gonna do? I want everybody to get to see you. So come.
Camera two's not working over there?
What? No, is camera
We
two
had 'em
working?
on.
Oh, have them on. I didn't know.
Camera
Okay.
two's working.
Never mind.
Switch
Stay
it
there.
back.
Be
Let me talk to you a little
I'm
bit.
happy to come over next to you. It's
No,
up to you.
yeah, we
I
gotta
take a
go
shower.
back
I don't
and
smell.
forth.
I don't have
we
to
gotta
switch
go.
back and forth. It would be easier.
We gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want them over there?
You tell me whatever you
It's
want.
much easier.
You better just
All right.
stick
You
with
can leave
those
it on one
headphones,
camera.
because these will.
Otherwise, I got to go back and forth.
All right.
So, I don't want to hit the button.
Should we let Joe
you hit
Fogle-
A,
can, but
and then you
Bosey's
gotta hit
talking,
B,
We got to let
People get
Bozy
busy,
in.
and then you gotta hit A, and now Bosey's here anyway. So here we go.
You can get back here. Trust me. So, that room now. You've been there how long?
He's got to put on this gear.
We've been here for we've been in this studio for 2 years. We built out.
Yeah, huh?
We've been around for 5 years. Originally, we bought a house, and we were figuring, all right, we're gonna take the house and we're gonna make that into an entire studio. And I have a lot of friends that come in and out of town, just like you have here at Governor's. There's a lot of comedians that come in and out of town to, so it's easy to have somebody come in and just do a show.
Right.
So I figured, hey, if we're gonna do this, let's have a full area. We'll have a couple of studios. We'll have a living space where if anybody comes in, they could stay overnight. If engineers need to stay overnight, it's fine. But the house we got, it was too old and it needed way too much updating. So we decided, let's get rid of the house, let's sell it, and then let's just get into a place where we could just call home. So we obviously downsized and we went into the law firm building. But we have a nice space over there.
Say Electronica. I just
The Electronica building.
Let's stick with that.
What do you call it?
Branding.
And yeah, man, we
Smoke
have.
your marijuana and hang out with Rob Electronica.
There you go. Well played. Well played. So we have our office space, our studio space, and our green room.
Keep saying it that all night. We'll get away with it.
Happy
Hanukkah.
Happy electronica.
Oh boy! You know what? I think we should send Rob this a tape of this.
Yeah, right. Maybe he'll sponsor you.
Yeah, right.
So can we talk a little bit about the wrestling that you said you used to be a pro wrestler back in the day?
I wrestled for just under 20 years. So
wow,
Yeah.
that
For
long.
for which?
every acronym. I just don't speak about which ones I wrestled for.
Oh, so you were just
Because I don't get along with certain people. So
now
yeah.
I read your finishing move and I couldn't pronunciate it correctly, and I wanted
Zibalba.
to say,
Well, you
what
just
is it? What
fucked
is
up
it?
Zibalba.
I know.
Zibalba.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
it's,
pronounce it.
The entrance to hell, which is part of the gimmick. Entrance
So
to hell.
wait, one more time. Give me the name.
Zibalba.
Of it? The Zabalba.
Zibalba.
And what kind of move is the Zabalba?
So basically, I take you, put
Sounds
you up on
painful.
put you on top of the turnbuckle, grab your wrist, spin around, and you flip over my head, and I sit out with it, and I go for the pin. It's pretty vicious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but you're taking a big bump. Yeah.
We're friends with Malta the Damager. Do you know
Oh
Mal-
God, Malta. So I've known that dude. Oh my Lord, for quite some time.
James.
Yeah, we
him.
used to beat the crap out of him back in the day at the dog.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys beat up Malta the Damager. That
Yeah, you know what? He look at the end of the day. Everybody grows up. So
Were you
I
used to
haven't
beat
seen
the
him in
crap
years.
out of him in the wrestling ring, or
In
you
the
used
wrestling
to
ring.
beat the crap
Yeah,
out
in the
of him
wrestling
just
ring.
in general?
Yeah, in the wrestling ring.
Oh, okay.
He at the very beginning, and he was like I said, I have no issues with it. I don't have issues with anybody. People have issues with me, but I don't have issues with
Right.
anybody.
Well, wait a minute.
But,
Why-
Malta, he came in as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? He came in as a fighter, but you got to understand that it's not real. So you when you're in the ring, you got to work with people and so forth. So when he was green, he was brand new. He didn't know the proper etiquette, and people used to have to kind of.
How long you been out of wrestling now?
A couple years.
You heard it here first, Malta. He's calling you out. Brim wants it. Bring it, Malta.
Listen, man.
He's coming to kick your ass.
I don't want to have to come out of retirement for that. No, but I think I saw that he was doing some stuff lately. I'm happy to see he's still doing it.
Time out. He fucking wrapped his hands around your neck. He was ready to fucking throw you through a wall.
I know.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Why?
Don't be calling out to him.
Hold on a minute, but why?
Oh, because he was talking shit to Walter the one
Listen,
night he was in the studio.
I happen
no.
to know some insider information about the guy that he brought with him was actually with the wrestler that he was going to face, and he was going to backstab him.
Oh,
and
it's
betray
like
him.
that. Gotcha.
So I told Malta about it.
Right.
He didn't want to believe that he could ever be betrayed by him. So he came.
Are we talking about Suntan Superman?
No.
Dynamic. What was the other guy's name?
The announcer
the
was
dyna-
the guy who was going to backstab Malta, and I got some information because I'm from Deer Park. I know people work at that gym.
Oh,
They told
Deer
me
Park information.
He was going
Holy
to
shit.
backstab Malta
Oh, inside
at-
information.
at the next
I
event.
didn't know that.
And I told
NAX.
Malta, and Malta
Are you
got
sure
mad
about
at
this?
me.
Yeah, I'm from Deer Park. Whoa. Whoa.
No, listen. At the end
Time
of
out.
the day, pro wrestling is, you got to understand that everybody is in there to do business. You know what I mean? It's, I have a family, you have a family. We're there to feed our families. We're there to work. We're there to put on a show. It's not real. I'm sorry to break it to everybody. It's not real.
Well,
so when you think that it's real, it's when there's an issue.
It's a
predetermined.
predetermined. It is real.
It-
I mean, you're
it
really
is.
slamming the dude.
I like you. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
it is real.
It is.
We're gonna shut
It's
his
not like
mic
you're
over in about
not
2 minutes
doing that.
because we're the hosts. He's not.
It is predetermined. At the end of the day, if I'm hitting you, I'm hitting you. But I'm pulling my punch. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm jumping off the top turnbuckle and come down on you, I'm 3 1/4. It's gonna hurt. You know what I'm saying? It takes a toll on the body.
3 1/4.
Yeah, I'm 3 1/4.
We got all
You
holes.
think I'm
Come
more?
down on me.
You're
We're
trying
having
to
a
say I'm
holes
more?
party over here.
We're having a
I
holes.
lost 30
you got another one of
pounds.
those?
What?
Oh, you want a holes? You want a holes mentholyptus?
I could use
No,
one of
thank
those.
you.
You sure?
It's customary
I've had
for us to
sinus the
suck
last
on
couple
holes
days. Thank you.
eucalyptus.
Well, this room
I'm
gets a
glad-
little deep with it's a little thick in here, you know?
I'm glad. Oh, wait. Oh, am I stinking?
No,
I'm
not
glad
you.
I'm about-
We
I'm
like
good,
you.
okay.
We like you. It's him. We tolerate.
I'm glad to see that he's still doing his thing in the business. You know what I mean?
He's been doing his own thing for a long time.
Yeah, and I think he's got his own place and everything. So I'm happy to hear that.
Are you still living at home?
What? Who, me?
Charlie? So who's got his own place?
Oh, talking about Malta.
Oh, Malta got it. He's not living at home anymore?
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm talking about his wrestling school. Didn't he have a wrestling school or something? I don't know. Man, you guys are picking on this guy.
The guy's like 40 years old. He's like, he moved out.
Nah. I have no issues with the dude. I think
we're starting fights.
I think you're starting to fight.
Yeah, Malta's going to be in.
He lives in Pennsylvania, so it's going to take him a while to get here.
We leave here at 1:30.
It's all good. I'm signing in Philly in 2 months.
So you do a pretty good job on the promotion end of it. You have a pretty good revenue stream in advertising dollars and stuff like that.
Yeah, we work hard.
That's pretty impressive.
I've been around for a long time. You know, I always anything I did, I had to make sure that I pushed on the sales side. You know what I mean? And it has to be equally enjoyable for me. You know what I mean? I like the entertainment aspect, and I also like the business aspect. So.
Don't get annoyed, but if I'm looking down, I'm sharing the show. We're trying to get people to sit and listen and
all
everything
good.
else. We try to throw it all around the United States and across the world.
That works.
I have a guy that puts it in Canada,
Yeah.
the Philippines. We're very big in Japan right now. Just
Very
so
cool.
you know.
Japan's always good.
It's good to be big in Japan. This is a song. Are you big in Japan?
We're big. We're big in Japan. Do we have anything for Japan?
Huge.
There's a song called "Big in Japan."
All right. So, what's the comic book hero? I know you're a comic book guy too, right? You have your own. You have your own characters.
So I have it's the Brimstone and the Borderhounds comic was based on my former pro wrestling persona. It has nothing to do with pro wrestling at all. It was just I'm an old school gimmick guy. You know what I mean? Can I work? Yeah, I can work in the ring, but at the end of the day, I'm a gimmick guy, and I never expected anybody to think otherwise. So, you know, I knew who my character was. I'm old school, you know, back in the day with Captain Lou and Hogan and, you know, Kobe Ware and Brutus Beefcake, all the old school guys who had gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? So I knew who my character was, where it was going, and how it was going to happen. So what I did was I took that and I flipped it into a comic book with one of my old buddies, Marcello Carnevale, who was also a former pro wrestler. And what do you call it?
Do you know anybody who doesn't have like a great name?
That really is a good name.
Carnevale. I mean, this is
well, it's all the Italian names.
Listen, I'll give you a real dud name. Inside that studio in the back is comedian Jeff Bosey.
Hey, Jeff Bosey. How you doing, brother?
How are you?
Jeff, this is Brimstone.
Nice to meet
you.
Jeff used to get beat up in high school, so I don't know if...
Now he's just getting beat up without going to school at all.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Verbally beat up.
Every
Not
day.
physically. He looks intimidating.
Yes. You haven't met my wife.
Man, you guys... Wow, nice. Well played.
We the basis of the show is I own a limo company.
Right.
So started it out. I said, Bobby, what do you want? I said, let's do this thing. And we got together and we did the ambiance is the limo. Mm-hmm. The music playing in the background. We're going to Atlantic City, or we're going to a bachelor party and hanging out and doing the shit. And that's how we do it.
You know, we just never arrived, though. We just never get.
We just keep driving.
Just like all Graz's clients, never get where they're going.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Anywhere.
Wow.
So he's been with me since day one.
The last words of all his clients are, "Just take me home.
Just shut up. Stop talking.
Just take me home."
GothamGoGraz.com for all your transportation needs.
This is a rousing endorsement of your company.
So we've been doing it. We were at GBB for 4 years.
Okay.
We were at this. Greg, go get yourself some ice cream.
We've been on for 11 years. We started in 2011.
No, I told everybody at the beginning we're on for 11 years. There's only 9. I missed 2 years, so they made. I'm a little.
He does it all the time. And then he
You had
said
a little bit to drink.
He said we're on 11 years in 2018.
Okay.
And now in 2019, he's still saying we're on 11 years, which is still way off.
Which is funny because it's 2020 now.
But at least he could go to 2000. He could just say we're going on for 12 years now.
There you
but
go.
He doesn't. He never adds a year.
Okay.
So in a couple of years, he'll be right.
I just got it in my memories.
You're still 25.
I just got it in my memories. We started in 2000. Our first show was in 2012.
No, it was actually 2011.
The Christmas of 2011.
Sometimes they get like an old married couple trying to remember. Like,
It's starting to happen.
the year they went to Epcot, you know?
I'm trying to bring new.
I told you we should have gone to Epcot. Yeah.
I swore it was 2010. It was before I had the hemorrhoids.
Dude, so I keep telling. So we're at
From now on, it's universal.
So the shark lasted a very short time.
What do you got? Oh, look at that shirt.
And then we hung out and did nothing for 4 years, and this place was doing nothing. John Mulrooney and they want you to move over. Everybody wants to see you. Yeah, they want to see your face.
You don't want to see my
You got a
face.
Bob Ross T-shirt on. I love that.
Listen,
Little Van Dyke Wyatt.
That's a legend right there.
That
is a
is.
legend.
We like him.
Yes.
Van Dyke Wyatt.
Listen, as you can see, well, this for me is a midlife crisis. I get out of the house. I have 4 children. I have an ex-wife, a wife, 4 children, a business.
Sorry.
So, in the last couple of months, I've contemplated that. It hasn't happened yet, but I get in the garage and I sit there and I go, all right. I take the fucking thing, go, whee! I spin the thing. I keep missing.
No,
So just so you
no.
know, I'm hoping
It's never the answer.
they don't love me. They don't take me in here. I want to come.
Graz
I
sounds
think
like he just got dental fucking work done. I can't listen.
Brim, here's his best friend. His best friend is a puppet.
Wow.
You know, I'm just curious, Graz. I know
Yes.
you have a bad case of ADD, but did you remember to make a certain phone call?
Oh my God. I'm supposed to call Psycho Sid. Psycho Sid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Psycho
wrestler.
Sid Fernandez used to pitch for the Mets.
Oh my God. I forgot
Psycho
about-
Sid. Wow.
Yeah, and I'm supposed
Psycho
to, and I'm
Killer,
calling Jim
Jesse
Laritz
Sid.
today.
I don't know who that is.
He's a baseball player. All right.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, no,
Rich.
Sid.
No, Sid Vicious, I know. I know
Sid
the
Vicious
Rich
is he's a legend. I don't know him personally.
Okay. Rich,
All right, wait a minute.
Can you dollar for me, Rich? Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh wait, the phone lines. There's an X mark on the phone lines. What happened?
Those
here?
are all the people who got pissed off and hung up.
What happened?
We
Oh, you guys have phone lines in here, huh?
yeah.
They're open.
We did.
We did. They're.
we
we don't.
we have a wrestling. We definitely have some wrestlers, and we had Suntan Superman was the guy who he actually came into the studio later that night, and they do that. Do you know about that independent venue over there in Deer Park on Brook Avenue? They have.
We're not going to talk about all that.
Oh yeah,
Deer
yeah,
Park.
I don't know about
Deer
how
Park.
it goes to
We're not
What
going to talk
happened in Deer Park?
about all that. The company that I
So
own.
we talk. We
I
talk.
owned. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that off air.
Gotcha. That's
Listen,
crazy.
we don't know any of that stuff. So if he brings it up, I apologize.
It's all good.
I don't know
Oh, I
much.
don't
I
know
know.
any of it either.
All I know is you won the last 4 years. So I got Facebook people. He wanted to know if you, Greg DiFilippo in Florida, wanted to know if you can demonstrate your move on Charlie.
Of course.
I don't
in
know.
Studio.
Unfortunately, Charlie's not trained in the form of professional wrestling, and I don't want to break the poor guy's neck. He seems a
right.
little fragile.
He says
All right, I'm very delicate.
Graz
Seems
is
right.
known
Thank
as
you, DiFilippo.
Grazuki. Who's Grazuki?
Grazuki.
Yeah, what's your? I don't know. I don't get it. Teresa Farrell said, "Move the camera to the side. This gentleman is very good looking. That was you."
Who,
and
me? I
yeah.
thought you were talking about him.
No, she was talking about you. That's why we scooted
Greg
you over.
Greg
That's
DiFilippo
nice.
said by the end of March, Graz and the group will be starting at midnight. Does he have a guy?
Yeah,
He
exactly.
wants to know if you have any spots for me on your radio on your radio network.
I don't know, man. You curse a lot.
Yeah, I do. But I could, like you sent me yesterday on Twitter that little comment. I'm like, I guess I cursed too much because you said be gentle. I try not to. We've been trying not to. Why you don't curse on your shows at all?
Well, you know what it is? Like I said, I'm very sponsor conscious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I do the celebrity influencer thing for like a bunch of companies, and I try to put my, does it come out every once in a while? Yeah, but we beep it out.
But you
and,
said you have the other podcast that you kind of.
I still don't
say
curse.
Whatever you. Oh, you still don't.
I just don't curse.
And then
and
I'm
when
sure,
I do, it's beeped out.
We
Yeah.
were so used to terrestrial radio. Well,
Well, that's another thing.
At
is,
at GBB we dropped the right. We would drop the F word.
Once in a while, we get called in on it.
yeah,
Yeah, we dropped the F word.
you got to be
Nobody-
careful with that.
It was terrestrial radio, and that was when they were saying they were throwing $1 million fines out.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
said
No
F
good.
word on my station. Fuck you.
That's my. That was my
Go
boss.
home. Go fuck yourself.
That's what he would say to me.
when
Mr. Lowe.
That's
I'm
not
so
funny.
used
Go
to-
home.
I'm so used to doing, whether it's interviews for television or radio and whatever. I just, you gotta. I always try to stay on the more, PC side, in terms of, my language. It's just me. It doesn't mean I can't roll. It just means I just keep it.
You can curse with the best of them.
Yeah.
All right.
But here's the
I grew up in Uniondale.
here's the deal.
Oh, it's dial tone time. Here we go.
There we go.
Yeah, well, if it happened in Deer Park, it's big.
It's big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from what I hear.
So you're from Deer Park.
I
Oh,
am.
yeah,
Okay.
Deer Park.
Very cool.
I am.
It's
DPA,
good,
man.
and it's good water.
DPA was
yeah.
great back
Deer
in the
Park
day.
makes good water too.
Oh,
look at this.
So
Come on now.
You just got the
I got
FU
a
button.
voicemail. Well, Eric Shevlin, who hooked me up with this, was having a problem too. I guess the guy doesn't answer the phone all the time.
No, the guy's sitting there going, the guy fucking said he's going to call by 9:15. Now go fuck yourself.
What's the problem, Rock?
No, this guy don't want to talk to you now. You told him 9:15. You didn't fucking call.
Hold on, Rocky.
The person you called has a voicemail box.
Has moved out of town.
So you leave a message for him.
All right, hold on.
Goodbye.
Oh!
Hey, I tried.
That
That
was
not set up.
That's what Graz gets every time he calls some girl who's interested in him.
Wow.
The number you have reached.
Hey, he's married.
No, that's why he's
married.
222.
So
He still lives with his ex-wife in the same house.
So
in the
send him
garage,
a text.
Playing Russian roulette in his garage. What are you
There you
kidding?
go. You send him a text.
Well, I want to make sure because one of the bosses set us up, and he got me. He was like, he's going to take your phone call. I'm about
20 minutes late.
I'm about 20 minutes. Well, because you walked in. And,
I'm sorry.
Listen, it was
my fault.
You know, Brim, you fucked this up.
I did. I'm sorry.
Now slam Charlie against the wall. Go ahead.
Oh man.
So you got to be clean on your station, huh?
Well, I'm just choose to
It's
be
a clean machine.
I commend you. I commend
on your
you.
social media? You don't. I'm sure you watch everything.
I
you
watch
post on
everything
social-
I post.
Now,
Brim, that's why we have no sponsor.
You're into.
Nobody wants to be associated.
That's not necessarily true because there are plenty of people that will sponsor and any show for what it is. So,
I'm actually-
You know that we're the
I'm going
first rated R podcast ever in history.
Nope.
in the history of
That's true.
Did
Never
you
mind.
know that?
Never mind.
We've been around for 12 years.
Let's look at Barstool,
And,
guys. Look at Barstool.
So now, do you know
what
the
I mean?
guys that have been in the podcast? Did you know of us, Govs Radio?
I knew about Govs Radio.
Did you know about me at all?
That's because I live in town and I see the what do you call it the cow.
Yeah.
So you know
cow.
what I mean?
It's
So
all
right
about
next
the
to right next to the cow, you
Like a
guys
landmark.
have all the shows lined up on the fence.
Believe it, I'm
Except for
I'm-
Limo
I'm-
Talk.
best breakfast sandwiches in
Oh, they're
on the
great.
island.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, the cow.
Just-
You've never eaten the cow?
The guy's
Can
cooking.
you work right here?
Yeah,
The
no.
guy
Shame
cooks
on you.
45 pounds of bacon on
Yep.
Thursday nights when we're driving up here.
Amazing.
Wow, that
It's
sounds
amazing.
great. Actually,
Dude,
No, I wasn't familiar.
I'm
with
here
it.
I'm here the longest,
Yeah.
and I don't have I don't have one
What? Really? Why?
because we do no advertising. I feed
should
off of
fight 'em.
I feed off of everybody else.
Should fight him.
Bringing them. Nah, you know what? Been here a long time. They're doing a good job. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, we always keep my options open. you know?
Absolutely.
We can learn how to not
we
curse.
we have mentioned Electronica quite a bit.
I'm detecting
tonight.
a jump ship statement over here.
Listen, Electronica is a very good friend of mine.
I know.
You know, if I got to come in and extend it, if I got to
Electronica is not one of my sponsors.
No, I know.
I just
that's,
rent
That's
the
why
place
I'm
over
saying
there.
we're pushing in on Electronica.
now,
right
Rob
now.
and I have been.
a good
Rob has
cat.
represented me. Rob's a good friend of mine. I grew up with
Handsome
him.
guy.
I played
heard.
hockey
Really
with
nice
him.
Guy.
Yeah.
Great
He's got.
guy.
Have you ever gone on his boat?
No, not yet. But that
Amazing
sounds
boat.
like a
Has he
date.
invited you on his
Sounds
boat?
like a date. No, I'm very upset.
Don't get on the
upset
boat.
and I'm insulted.
Don't get on
I'm
the boat.
insulted.
Don't get on the
One
boat if
time
there's
Graz,
a wood chipper and
But
a
that's,
generator.
that's
on
how
it.
I knew who you. That's how we met, though.
What?
Rob is the one who introduced us.
And how long ago was this?
That was like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Was I
when we first moved in there? Because I think he said that you were trying to get the radio thing going.
We were here.
Yeah.
Dude, we the guy that was the Mad Dog Russo's friend, Mike O'Toole,
Okay.
was doing a show with John Mulrooney during the morning.
Right.
It went for 8 months. It went strong. It was doing really well.
Okay.
And they didn't have enough money to compete and get all these comedians.
Yeah.
So it shut down. It was doing nothing. Mm-hmm. I came in one day.
Wait,
saw
to
the,
pay for your guests?
No,
They pay for their guests?
No.
Oh,
no,
that
no.
you confused me there
no,
for a second.
but to get a guy to come here 6 to 10 in the morning, and these guys are, they're not making any money doing it.
Right.
They're trying to build sponsors, and they're
Gotcha.
coming from the ground, like you.
Yeah.
From the ground floor.
You got to work your ass off, man.
Chris Monty was here. It was John Mulrooney. It was Mike O'Toole. Kevin, what's the guy's? Kevin
I have no idea.
Kevin
Go.
Downey Jr. was
Oh,
here.
Kevin
Downey Jr. was here a lot. Chris Roach was here a lot, and they're trying to get it going, and it failed.
Is Chris still doing his show?
No, Chris is not doing a show, but Eric Shevlin is going to be doing a hockey show, and he might have Chris Roach with him. So then, it's sitting here doing nothing. I got the emblem on the front of the facade. We used to have the Govs Radio emblem on there.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked in one day, and Larry's sitting over there. I go, excuse me, I used to have a show. I'd like to build a podcast out of here.
Right.
So when we started, we had the guy that built this show, Michael O'Toole, was my main producer
Right.
for over a year. So then we spawned off 3 shows from there, and now then Knock 'em Dead came in, and they're here all the time. So they get all these different shows, and now we got 18, 19 shows in here.
Very interesting.
Yeah, from spiritual to a food show to Anthony Rodia's here. He's a comedian who's kicking ass in Long Island.
I thought you guys did like all comedy type shows.
We try to. There's some of them are serious now. Like last night, the girl that does social media here, MJ Sullivan, has a show called Punk Rap. All she does is sit there and draw for 3 hours.
Which is great radio.
It's better than Limo Talk on Thursday nights.
You sit here and draw on the radio. That's great.
That's interesting.
So,
My picture came out beautiful. You should see it.
She sat here and drew, and she had 5 or 6 or 7 people watching her. And she did decent numbers for the first show. So,
Interesting.
Yeah, but there's a food show.
Graz.
Yeah.
Will you draw a picture of me?
There's a show called Put Up, Shut Up,
It gets a little
Fuck
creepy.
Up, which is a show on Saturday nights. There's Knock 'em Dead during the day. There's Three's Company on Wednesdays. There's Jam, Joe's Acoustic Music, which is a music show. And then we have a very popular beer show. The guy the producer here, Michael
Graz's
Toole.
favorite show.
It's my favorite show. I like The Wort with Mike and Pete because I'm on all the time. More than my own show.
yeah.
Very interesting.
I like the war with Mike and Pete more than our own show.
That always helps with the sponsorships as well.
Well, you
Keep
guys,
those dollars flowing in, folks.
you guys are considered internet radio, though. You're not considered podcast, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Exactly.
This is internet radio. It's different than podcast.
All right, so we just knocked down a rung.
Really?
Is that what you're saying?
Why? What's the difference?
More or
What's
less the same
difference?
thing, but internet radio, you guys are usually one and done, or do you guys then take your shows and put them elsewhere?
They're replayed
go
on
elsewhere,
Facebook.
yeah.
Right.
They're replayed on
YouTube.
gubsradio.com.
Right.
So you could go to replay. We had a loop. We have a 24-hour loop going with all the shows.
Gotcha.
In solitary confinement in most prisons, they put it on. Yeah.
Actually, we have a guy named Jack from San Diego that just got out of jail a couple of weeks ago.
See what I'm telling
And he
you.
let me know. He goes that one day he sat in the library and listened to our old shows.
Oh, very
on,
cool.
On my site, GothamGoGraz.com, which has a podcast section.
Gotcha.
And then GubsRadio.com has a loop section that you can either watch or listen to the loop if they're not live.
Gotcha. The way we work out is, we're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes.
We're getting
Google,
on all that right
and
now.
then we're
That's
on,
what we're doing
yeah,
right now.
and we're on 25 other networks syndicated worldwide.
That's
Nice.
So we
fantastic.
do
Very
that,
nice.
and we actually were on a lot of terrestrial as well at the beginning. We dealt with a lot of the college radio stations, but like the issues here, where you're saying, well, we curse.
Right.
So at the beginning, we didn't hold back as much. You know what I mean? So things popped out, and rather than them being censored, sometimes they came out, and then there were issues. So we wound up having to bounce off a couple of the college radio stations. That we were on originally, but now, the difference now with the podcasting, which makes it so different and so interesting, is the fact that it's not one and done. You could put it up. You can have your listeners that are paying attention live, or when you put up the new show. But then they can continuously listen back.
That's what we have.
Any whenever, wherever, however.
Well,
And
here's the
it's,
funny part. We do maybe last week we did 800, 900, whatever. The people are looking. Hopefully we're keeping them. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then during the course of the week, what do we do? About 1,300, 1,400 usually?
Usually,
Yeah, we usually do about 1,300, 1,400. I
great.
put it all over these different podcast places.
Yeah.
And the way I judge it, if I can get 2 likes from Japan, and 2 likes from the Philippines, and 1 from Australia, and 5 from West Texas, it all ends
doing the
up.
job.
Yeah, it's Mr. Lowe on vacation, fucking liking our show just to
Jose
fuck with
Fowler.
us.
I've always said, I don't care if I'm doing an event or a show or whatever, that there's 1 listener or a couple million listeners or viewers. As long as if I can hit 1 person and they become a fan, I've done my job. You know what I mean? So
That's how
you've got to look at it that way.
That's how we look at it.
You don't get big numbers right away. It takes time.
It's,
you know what I mean?
well, wait a minute now. We have together. I think we do fantastic radio.
That's good
and then
numbers.
and then I was added. No, and then I added this gentleman and that gentleman, who are 2 comedians. I had a young lady, Teresa Farrell.
And the numbers went down.
No,
but we were still able to survive it. And this is important.
See, the secret is you need a little estrogen in the room, so you should put a wig on somebody,
Right.
yeah.
and or bring in a female.
You're in the other room.
we were actually, Bobby and I were discussing maybe in 2020 doing maybe a little. See if we can get a young girl that might want to come in and be a co-host.
2020 in our 17th year. We're thinking about bringing someone on. Now, is it true
got
that
some
you were
boots.
in the movie Strangeland with D. Schneider?
No, I wasn't in that movie.
Oh, okay.
Here we go
In the
again.
movie,
Well, you ever in a limo with Graz?
In the movie.
In the
all
movie,
right.
the what do you call it? The
wait,
the
Brim,
club
Brim,
in
hold
the
on,
movie
hold
is
on.
called Zabulba.
Oh,
So I got
gotcha.
my finishing maneuver. I named my finishing maneuver after the club in Strangeland.
Gotcha. But you've met D. Schneider.
I know D, yeah.
Of course, because
I know D.
everyone who lives
Do
in
you know
Long
Mark?
Island.
Jesse's
do you know
a good
Mark,
friend of
what's
mine.
the guy's name? Mark.
Mendoza.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mark Mendoza.
I know Mark the
Mark
animal.
Mendoza, the animal,
Yeah.
is very good friends with who used to have a show here, Dan Romano.
Oh yeah, I know Dan.
Yeah, from
Dan the pizza place.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Cirillo came in the other day. I sold him a couple of slices of pizza.
He told me.
Yeah. He couldn't make his way to the bathroom. It was all kinds of cardboard all over the place.
that dude,
I threw out a rope for him to get back.
that dude has got he has everybody visiting his store.
Listen,
He brings them in. He pays big money to bring. Some
Yeah,
good
he
people in
brings
there.
all these WWE, right?
Yeah.
What, you like? Who's your favorite? Who's one of your favorite WWE guys? I think you like.
Me?
You, Dan? Oh, you're not Dan. No, I'm sorry.
Oh. I can't even play Dan and give you a name of one because I don't know any.
I did. I remember. I was flipping through something on Instagram, and I hit my buddy Kevin's Insta, and what do you call it? It looked as though him and Scott. It's Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. What do you call it? So they were both doing a signing over there, and I'm like, get that. I was out of town. I was pissed. I was like, you're right down the block from me. I could have come by and said hello. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's a freaking pizza place. And then I realized, it was Dan.
He's
he's a very big wrestling fan.
Oh,
He is, yeah.
and he's got a lot of memorabilia too.
Yeah.
And Bobby was just
Nice
there.
guy.
Bobby was just there the other day, and he said his pizza was good.
It was very good. This guy comes in. He goes, "I'd like a buffalo slice." He goes, "No, I don't have a buffalo slice. I got this over there. There's popcorn chicken slice, which you're gonna love. You're gonna love." He goes like this. The guy goes, "Well, I'm not sure." He goes, "Nah, throw it in the oven." He throws it in the oven. He goes, "You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. $5. Let's go. $5." The guy's like, "Holy shit!"
Now I was on D's show though. So his television show I did.
Oh,
I was
okay.
on that
And-
because I
Don't ask
I
no more
support
questions,
I
Brim.
support his bike ride every year. They do on the island for charity. So I always go and I'll show face for that. And one year he was filming, so I was there, for the filming of that.
Don't let him ask you any more questions.
You can ask whatever you want.
No, he's wrong on all of them so far.
No. Well, I don't know.
Weren't
what's
you
out
in
there,
Goodfellas?
Listen, if I was in Goodfellas, things would be different.
Are you into acting? Are you doing?
Ralph will
anything?
tell you that you're in his limo.
One of the films I just did a cameo in was called Mott Haven. So I was just in that, it just launched. It's my buddy Robert Davi. I don't know if you know who Robert is.
Yeah,
from,
he's
from
actually
Goonies and everything else.
yeah.
I'm gonna see him this Saturday. He's doing a gig out.
He's
in
my
Manhattan.
best friend's girlfriend's cousin.
Get out of here! Yeah.
Wow, you're tight.
I'm not even kidding, though. He really is.
Wait a minute.
He's my
He's
best
my best friend's
girlfriend's
girlfriend's cousin.
So it's him and Chuck Zito are two of the main players in it.
Oh,
cool. Robert was like, I want Brim in, so I went down and I did a quick thing for them, and that just launched and was successful at one of the first film festivals. It just did something.
I can't believe I'm sitting next to somebody who's got a best friend, girlfriend, cousin who he knows.
That's funny.
Can you believe that?
That's funny. And then what do you call it? I'm just gonna move along from that. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah. No,
I
that's
just did Preacher 6 last year, which is going to be coming out hopefully sometime shortly, which is a pretty banging movie. It's got a lot of really cool players in it. So I do one really big. I'm in a lot of the movie, but I play a demon. Why not? And I wind up having a big scene with myself and Naomi from American Horror Story, and we do a really cool scene. So I'm hearing that it looks amazing. I haven't gotten to see the dailies on it, so what do you call it? Hopefully
You
it'll
think
be
that's
as cool
the
as it is.
favorite project you've worked on so
That's
far?
one of my favorites,
Yeah.
and I'm supposed to be doing. I'm signed. I mean, in terms of film, I have a bunch of projects coming up in terms of more voiceover work, which are NDA. I can't talk about it. What do you call it? But yeah, there were some really cool things that I'm doing. I have a motion capture, performance capture deal that I'm going to be doing in like a Western type of deal, that's going to be very cool. I'm very psyched about that because I've done a lot of voiceover work. I've done stuff for video games and all that. But I haven't done performance capture for it, which means you have those stupid green suits on, which I'm not going to look good in. But every move, every action, and so forth is actually taken and used for the character. I'm psyched about that.
What are you gonna ask?
You got a question?
No, the green suit thing that is what blocks you out. Like
Yeah.
that's amazing.
So
how
it's
they
all
do that.
the little tennis not tennis balls, the little ping pong looking balls on.
Oh wow, cool.
So I'm
awesome.
very psyched to.
Are those all skulls on you?
Yeah.
What's the meaning behind that? I've never seen anybody with skulls on.
That if I hit you with this, it's gonna hurt.
I know that. On the other one too. On the other hand too.
This too. It's all.
Why
skulls,
did you
except for
let
my
the
wedding
pinky
band.
go on the right hand?
Why?
I keep
Because
calling.
I don't know.
We need one more.
It just
I
works.
tried
like
3
that.
times.
But I'm getting the diamonds put into the eyes.
As soon as you
I
hang
have
up,
all the
try
diamonds
again.
For the eyes. So
goes
this way,
on-
when I
goes
do
on
the
pretty
carpet
awesome.
things,
Try it again.
it looks classy.
Redial.
Wow, no, that's a bunch of jewelry to put on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's heavy.
It's
good for
definitely
the arms,
cool
though.
looking, and it's good for the whole brim.
It's a shtick, right?
Yeah, I
it's
love
a shtick.
it.
Oh,
ringing.
I love
Sid
it.
Vicious.
Hold
It's
on.
ringing. Look at this. Limo Talk. It's Graziadei.
Psycho Sid.
Did you
Psycho
text
Sid.
him earlier?
No, I didn't. I
Now it's going to go 4 rings before it tells you the person hasn't set up their voicemail.
I'm trying here.
It'll give
Come
you-
on, Sid. Come on, Sid. Come on, Sid.
Pick up the phone.
Pick up the
I'm
phone.
sorry.
Ah,
The person
fuck
you
you,
I
called
told
has
you.
a voicemail box that
They
has
just
not
gave you
been
the
set up
FU
yet.
button again.
We just call nobody's expecting our call, but we call like somebody famous, every week, and just it goes to voicemail. So
No,
it's
you know
becoming
what?
like a little bit that we have going on.
You don't know too much baseball at all?
No, I mean, I like the furthest I go is
Derek
I met
Jeter.
Derek Jeter at a what do you call a red carpet event that I did years ago. It's like the
Jeter.
MLB 52 event or whatever the hell it is.
Okay.
And so he looked at me and he goes, and I looked at him and I go, "Oh, you're the guy from the Gillette commercial."
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
That's what he's
Yeah.
normally
You drive
known
the Ford
for.
Edge, don't you?
Forget about it.
So you're a big horror movie guy, obviously.
Yeah, I'm actually right now I'm in the process of doing a deal with
Right now?
Terror TV. So what do you call it? It looks as though I'm going to wind up being one of the hosts of Terror TV.
Terror
Which is really
TV.
cool on Roku. Yeah,
cool.
So
Very cool.
that's going to be a lot of fun, and I have a couple of other projects that I'm working on. I can't talk about, but yeah, it's going to be horror based. It's going to be neat.
Seems like you're gonna be doing a lot of other things, but running your radio
ringing.
network.
I always have. Yeah, I can't do just one thing.
If he doesn't pick up,
Hello. Is this Jim Laritz?
Yes, it is.
Hello, Mr. Laritz. It's Anthony Graz from GovsRadio.com, Limo Talk. How are you, Jim?
What's happening? How you guys doing?
I'm all right. And you?
I'm doing good.
What's happening?
Tampa at the Yankee Fantasy Camp.
Are you?
Nice.
Yes, we are.
Nice.
Oh,
You're in Tampa.
Well,
Nice.
listen. First of all, my co-host who was with me 8 years ago when we spoke to you with Sergio Sanchez at WGBB, Bobby Inzarello, is on the air. Say hello, Bob.
hey Jim, how are you? Good to hear from you again.
Okay,
I
Bobby,
show
how
up. I have a picture I put up on Facebook all the time. I used to work at Citi Field, and I took a picture with you in the runway over at Citi Field, and I put it up all the time. And I act like it's brand new, like I just took it, so I get
I
credit
like
for
it.
It's great. But yeah, it's good to hear from you again, Jim. Jim Laritz
well-
hit game. What was it? Game 6 that you hit that home run?
Game 4.
Game 4.
Game 4.
Game 4.
1996.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rich
that
Rader.
was-
Rich Rader told me you should tell wanted to know if Wohlers, if you send him a card every year, he's a comedian. Want to know if you send him a thank you card every year to Wohlers for giving you that pitch.
Absolutely.
That was an amazing moment. That really
That was
It was.
crazy. We got smashed in Atlanta those first 2 games. I was like, we are done, and
So-
then, bam.
Well, that game they were down 6-0 in that game.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, it was stressful.
So tell me, what do you think of Mr. Jeter missing by 1 vote? And you got any good story? I know you were talking on ESPN last night.
Yeah, no, I think it was, again, it wasn't anything surprising that he was going to get voted into the Hall of Fame, and it was just a question of whether or not, he would be unanimous like Mariano was. But, if you got guys like Ken Griffey and you have Cal Ripken and you have Tony Gwynn, and they didn't go in unanimously, I don't think it's
Yeah,
too
that's
much
why.
of a surprise.
That's why I don't understand the uproar over this as to why everybody's flipping out that he didn't get a unanimous vote. Tom Seaver didn't get a unanimous vote. Joe DiMaggio waited 5 years before he went in. I mean, this just happens. I mean,
Well, and I think Jeter answered the question perfectly when he was asked, "What would you say to the one voter who didn't vote for you?" He said, "I don't even think about it because that's not my mindset. my mindset is I want to thank the guys that did vote for me, and what an honor it is just to be in the Hall of Fame.
Again,
Typical
another
Jeter.
perfect answer from
Exactly.
a
Yep.
perfect guy. He's just amazing. Everything he does is right.
You were telling a story last night about hanging out with him that it got so crazy with all the people, right?
Well, yeah, when I came back in 1999 and he had already won a World Series, Rookie of the Year, actually 2 World Series, Rookie of the Year, just going out with him in public was, it was almost like you were with like Michael Jackson or somebody that was a complete superstar that anywhere they go, the crowd erupted.
Wow.
Did you drop the phone, Mr. Laritz? Yeah, no, I'm here. Well, I hear you. Hey, now we hear you.
Okay.
What are you doing? Dropping a phone? What are you doing?
He just
No,
dropped
I
the
had you
deuce.
on my ear pod, and my ear pod fell out, so...
We're watching your home run right now.
Well,
You hold it bad.
Watching the whole at bat.
Yeah. Rich Zarelli, my board up, is a huge Yankee fan, and Charlie Myers, my comedian over here, he goes to about 10 games a year. He's a huge Yankee fan too.
let me ask you, Jim, while we have you on the phone, because this is a great opportunity. You're around the players, current and past. How pissed are they about this cheating scandal with the Astros? The fact that we lost these heartbreaking games so close, even with what they were doing. I mean, is it something that they're just kind of like, next play, let's move on, or do you think these guys are it's changing something dramatically in their life?
Well, I mean, it's, like I said, it depends on what you believe what you read in the paper. I would like to see the official reports and exactly what they were doing. But there's been sign stealing in the game forever.
That's what I was saying last week.
Yeah, we were saying that last week.
Yeah, some people get caught, some people don't. And unfortunately, when you get caught, you have to pay the piper. And in this particular situation, the Astros seem to be having a system that was unlike any other. And I think that's
It was a little too intricate. I mean, that's why. I mean, that's why like a third base coach has an indicator and a closer and this and that. What he does, and he tries to come up with all kinds of schemes so nobody can pick up on it because people are trying to pick up on it, so they're watching. But the thing is, to put cameras in, I think they kind of went a little too far.
Well, listen, I'm one of those old school guys, and not completely old school. I like some of the new stuff, but bottom line is you've asked for all this new technology and all this new things that are in. I mean, I'm seeing players in the dugout with iPads.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
They're getting the information right in the iPad, right, Jim?
Right. You want to give them this much information. You're going to unfortunately have people that are going to be smarter than the average person, and these things are going to happen. And I think, it's part of what we call the gamesmanship of the game. And at the same time, again, it's where does the line draw? And I think that's what Rob Manfred tried to do, is say, hey, listen, we know it goes on. We know there's been sign stealing in the game forever. But if you get caught, there are going to be very strict rules, and they're trying to put an end to it. And, you saw the trickle-down effect, not only the two managers that were in place, but a guy like Carlos Beltran, who had just taken over, losing his opportunity also because he was part of the whole thing. And I think it will be a strong deterrent for players going forward to be involved in anything like that.
Right, but Jim, Rich, I got a question though. When it's gamesmanship inside the lines as a player, I think that's different than what they're talking about here, where you're actually setting up a mechanism to steal the sign. I mean, if you're on second base, you're obviously a catcher. You know this better than anybody. You're giving a sign and there's a guy on second base, and maybe he's picking up on it. That's a little different than a camera in center field and relaying information to a dugout and then getting it to the player. I mean, that's I think where the line crosses.
I will agree with you if there was something that was in place where these guys are hiding the technology. But if you're talking about banging on a garbage can, and I'm sorry, like I said, I was brought up in an era where as a catcher, I was in charge of trying to figure out whether the guy at second base, the guy in the outfield, the guy behind, at third base, the third base coach, who was trying to steal my signs. I was supposed to be aware of all that.
Sure.
If someone's banging on a garbage can and the hitter,
I'm sorry, Jim. That's so fucking funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and the hitter can hear that. How in the heck can I not hear that as the catcher? And you know what? I put just as much blame on the catcher for not figuring it out. And if that would have been happening when I was catching, and I would have been obviously I would have probably picked that up. I would have simply walked out to the mound. I would have told my pitcher, and I would have said, the next one goes right in the ear hole. And I will tell the hitter as I walk back, you're going to get drilled because I know what you're doing. And it would have ended right there.
It would have stopped right there.
But, you know, like I said, that's the part for me that I have a hard time being mad at the Astros. If they were that blatant about it, how could not the catcher or someone pick that up? And
that's what we were saying
that's
this
a great
last
point.
week too. And I was saying too that I said I thought if a catcher or a pitcher picked up on the fact that somebody was doing that the next one would be going in their ear. I mean,
imagine Nolan Ryan.
I mean, come
imagine.
on.
He
I
would
just don't understand how no one else really could see this. I want to ask you a question. You watched obviously you probably watched the World Series, but Chapman, when he gave up the home run to Altuve, he kind of had a smirk on his face, and people were wondering why he did that. Now people are saying that he laughed like that, thinking that Altuve knew his exactly what was coming.
Honestly, I don't think that was it. I think it was this fact that probably at every meeting that they had and during that series, they said the one guy we don't want to beat us is Altuve. And I would have thought that right before that at bat, someone would have gone out to the mound, a pitching coach, or somebody else would have gone out and kind of just talked to Chapman and kind of said, "Hey, we don't have to actually pitch this guy. We can pitch around him. The tying run's already on base,
right?
And we could pitch around the guy and then pitch to either the left-handed pitch hitter or the right-handed pitch hitter, depending on who was going to hit." And I think probably Chapman's thinking was, I'm going to try to, just pitch around this guy a little bit and he ended up hanging the pitch.
Right.
And I think that was more the surprise. You know what? I should have pitched around this guy.
Oh, okay. See, because some people have speculated that maybe that's why he had that smirk on his face. Like he said, sure, he knew what was coming.
Jim, with that being said,
trust me when I tell you, if you really thought that there was some sign stealing going on and he knew it was coming, his reaction wouldn't have been a smirk and a smile. It would have been a lot more anger.
Right. It would have been a lot more anger.
But he should have more than that.
But he should have went back with a fastball. He shouldn't have thrown a second one in a row.
So do you
would you have called the fastball on that last pitch?
After we beat Mark Wohlers on his second or third best pitch, the next night I had John Wetman throws 8 straight fastballs to Luis Pulonga because we weren't going to get beat on his second best pitch. Now, there's some argument.
There you go.
There is some argument that even though Chapman threw 100 miles an hour or 104, that his slider had been one of his better pitches. So there is some argument that he still went with one of his better pitches.
Right.
But at the same time, he should have been better as far as location goes.
Are you stealing signs down at that fantasy cap?
Yeah. I'm trying to teach these guys. Yeah, I'm trying to teach them
how to do it. Whole system. Everybody
Make sure your team wins, right? Tell the catcher.
Exactly.
Yeah. So do you think?
As you can imagine, it's been a big topic conversation. Everybody has their own opinion.
I'm sure.
Do you think that as far as the punishment goes, do you think it was too severe? Do you think it was? I mean, I doubt you're going to say you think it was not enough, but what are your thoughts on that?
Again, it's difficult to say. They got caught. There was punishment that came down. I do think that the fact that they did go and make sure that guys that were involved, whether they were the manager or one of the key players, and they made sure that they took care of it because, unfortunately for Beltran, he was in a position of integrity as a manager. If he was still playing, it'd be another thing.
Right.
That's part of the gamesmanship, as we call it. But as a manager, you are now taking over a team where you're in a position of integrity. And I think that's why the Mets fan felt like, you know what, we have to do something here. We have to come to some type of an agreement where where you're not going to be able to manage in that position because no one's going to trust going forward that you would not implement something like that in your system also.
Do you have any familiarity with the new Mets manager, Luis Rojas?
No, I just know he's part of the Alou family, and they have a very, very rich history of baseball knowledge. You know, just like Aaron Boone, when he first took over with no experience, came from a long line of experienced baseball people. He is familiar with the team. He was with them for a little while last year during their run. So I think it's not a bad choice. I think, again, if hindsight is 2020, that I still think that Girardi would have been their best pick.
Oh my God, yeah,
Yes.
I do too.
Yeah,
And then I would have thought after this Beltran thing went down and after he was gone, I said to myself, now let's get Buck Showalter. Let's get Buck Showalter. And I thought they were going to try.
Yep, he's another one that I scratch my head why people would not want to go to him, because he was,
Have him.
And he's really, faced those type of situations and been in situations where he's proved that he can handle the pressure.
Okay, yeah.
Those types of situations. So, yeah, I mean, but we'll see. Like I said, it's
Man, this guy's young, 38 years old.
Hey, listen, if he could stay there for 5 years, that would be great. Another
Hey,
Showalter,
listen,
right?
When Joe Torre took over the Yankees, the headline was "Clueless Joe."
I remember that. The back page of the paper was
You're right.
Clueless Joe.
Clueless Joe.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good for the Yankees.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Hey, when you're out on the island, the studio's in the back of Governor's in Levittown, a comedy club. So if you ever want to come in and hang out, we'd love to have you come in one night.
Yeah, well, I will be, because I'll be back working for the Yankees this year in the suites and everything else, and so I'll be up there quite a bit. So if I get a chance, I'll come out.
You do some scouting for them, right? I think I saw you at Fireman's Field a few years ago, checking out.
Actually, yeah, no,
And Valley
I don't.
Stream?
I actually, most of the things that I do for them are their corporate stuff, where tweet appearances, golf outings, charity events.
I got a young guy who played at Central, Vito Freesia. He's playing in the Phillies organization. I wasn't sure. Were you there to see him? I wasn't even sure if that was what it was.
No, I think I was there watching the game, taking in the game.
Oh, okay. All right.
I had my first experience. My 12-year-old went down to the University of Virginia last weekend, and he was involved.
Okay.
He was involved in a 2-day camp, and the coach, talked to him about getting off Fortnite and everything else. My 12-year-old was the best $400. It was the best $400 I ever spent for a camp. The kid turns around, and he goes, Dad, maybe I shouldn't play too much Fortnite. Maybe I should go out in the backyard and hit some baseballs.
How about that?
I'm like, holy shit! All it needed was the coach to say something,
Right.
Well, and believe me, because it originally was coming from you, I had 3 boys myself, and just even though I played professional, they did not want to listen to their dad, and until my son until my son got into independent ball, when I was helping other kids and they were getting better, would he start listening to me? So it's just because you're dad. Wow. They don't want to listen to
That's
dad.
right. That's the way it is. I went through that. My God, and I'm not anywhere close to what you are. That's for sure.
The scary thing is,
for it to happen to you, kind of makes me feel a little bit better.
Brim, say
There you
hello.
go.
We got a top podcaster here and a former wrestler, Brimstone.
what's going on, brother? The scary thing is that you don't want to take them off Fortnite, because esports is actually the kids are making more money in a day than people make in an entire year. I'm just letting you know.
He just made a preliminary round where if he got to the next round, the winner wins $1,000 or something
that's
like that.
Peanuts compared to
I
what
know.
they're making.
I know.
So as much as I'm with you saying, get outside and play ball.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's crazy how the kids are making ridiculous money.
You hear that, Jim? You could have been a great video game player.
You could have been a contender.
Instead, you went for this
play Pong.
baseball career.
What you used to play?
I used to play Pong because it was good for your hand-eye coordination.
That's right.
Pong, very good. Oh my
Do you
God.
realize?
Pong.
Do you realize that they were thinking of making esports a part of the actual oh my God, the games? What do you call it? The Olympic Games.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
How ridiculous
Yeah.
is that? I think it's a
Yeah, the way-
disgusting thing, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Jim, let me ask you
Yeah, the
this.
way-
You said you're a little new school and old school about stuff. Do you think, what change, if you could make any change to Major League Baseball right now, what change would you make to either make it a little bit more futuristic, more appealing? Like, obviously they struggle with sometimes game times.
He's
and
very long-winded.
What would you do, to make a change if you could in Major League Baseball?
In all honesty, I would print on the tickets you're going to be here for 3.5 to 4 hours in Jersey.
I love it. I love it.
You're going to see about 3 singles,
Yeah,
5 home runs, and about 20 strikeouts.
Oh, the home runs,
Yeah.
my God.
If you don't like it,
Yeah,
stay
that's
home.
exactly what it is. That's what it's going to be. When I was a kid, I used to sit at Shea Stadium with my parents. You know, I was sitting there, and I knew that every 3 innings took an hour. You knew that then. It's not something new. It's not something fresh. It's just that nobody has the patience for it anymore.
Right.
I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
I would like to see more hitters being able to beat the shifts.
Yeah.
That to me is, I think the shifts
Yeah,
are
they
ridiculous, and the fact that these guys are professional hitters and they can't find those holes. That to me, I wish that's the one change if I was a hitting coach today.
That's
And I
huge.
think
You're
I would-
right. You're right.
Right.
I
Hit
have
it the
one,
other way.
I have one last question for you. Do you think the balls were juiced last year after the All-Star break? Because I have a guy that goes on my site and he just rips baseball. He won't go to a baseball
Paul
game.
Gold?
Paul Gold. He's a middle-aged guy. He will not go to a baseball game. Jim, I'm inviting him to a Met game to sit with me and Bobby. Maybe if I get you too, he might just come. But he hates it.
There you go.
And I don't know how to talk him into it. Like, do you think the balls were juiced? He thinks the balls were juiced.
Listen, I'm one of those guys that believes in whatever the players talk about is probably the truth. And there was a couple guys that called it out during the season, and it was never completely denied. And a matter of fact, it was admitted that we don't know exactly where these balls are made and how they're made, and they're made by individuals, so there could be differences in them. I would have to say that there was something different with the baseballs that Verlander and these guys, who are great pitchers, came out and said, "Yeah, you know what? Something's different." And I would have to believe the guys that are actually playing today.
So they did it to us twice. They did it to us with McGuire and Sosa, and then they came back 20 years later, and now they did it with us last year in the All-Star break. Because
It wasn't the All-Star break. It was the entire season.
it started really more around.
They were teams were hitting 5-6 home runs a game. It was like, what's going on here?
5-6 home runs a game, 2 singles, and about 20 strikeouts.
Yeah,
That was
strikeouts
baseball.
are ridiculous now.
And I don't know.
Nobody has a 2-strike approach anymore. They don't know how to get up there and just say, all right, let me adjust a little bit now and not strike out. They don't care if they strike out.
Jim?
Yeah. I mean, with some of these things that I hear, like, a guy takes a pitch that was maybe an inch off the plate that's called a strike, and he goes back to the back to the dugout, and the guy says, the hitting coach says in the minor leagues, "Hey, that was a good take, even though it was a strikeout."
That's a good
to me
take?
is kind of, that's a good. I've heard stories from minor league, other coaches that said, that if they take a pitch that's more than an inch off the plate, which sometimes can be called a strike, that the coach actually says to him, "That's a good take because you're working on your eye."
See, I tell the kids on my teams, I'm like, listen, if an umpire can get away with calling you out on 2 strikes and calling it a 3rd strike, you should have swung at it. You don't give him that. Don't give him that opportunity because, first of all, umpires, especially in the youth and travel baseball programs, just want to go home. They just want to go home.
Yep.
They're like,
I can tell you, as a young player coming up through all the way through high school, college, and everything else, it was if it's close, swing.
Yeah. 2 strikes, the whole world changes. It all changes.
Don't leave it up to him.
If you give him the opportunity to call you out on strikes, he will. He will call you out on strikes.
Jim, is there anything you want to promote? Anything going on?
Well, I still do the Pink Time stuff on Long Island, which is the charity, the foundation that I work for.
Okay.
And I'm doing, if you need a house in Long Island and Manhattan, I'm now doing real estate for Keller Williams. So.
Oh, there you
Give me a
go.
call.
There you go. I'm going to go on your LinkedIn. I'll promote
Awesome.
it. I'll promote it during the course of the night. All right.
No, that'd be great. Thank you.
I appreciate. Listen, you still talk to Sergio Sanchez?
Yes, I do.
Tell Sergio why don't you and him to get together and come and hang out with us one night. I miss Sergio.
All right. Yep, we'll come there and hang out with you guys.
All right, Jim. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Great
All right,
hearing from you
have a good
again,
night.
Jim. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Jim.
much,
All right, you
Jim.
stay well.
Thank you.
The great Jim,
Take care,
the great Jim Leyritz, former Yankee star. I like him. He's been with us a couple of times now.
Great job.
Yeah,
Not bad.
That's awesome.
He's down to earth, you know.
Jim Ray is a very cool guy.
Yeah,
he really is.
He was cool to us 8 years ago, and he was cool as again.
If you followed baseball, you would think he's pretty damn cool.
I thought he was pretty damn cool. And I don't need to follow baseball.
Yeah.
I like people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
When we first, when 8 years ago, he was going through a tough time. Mm-hmm. He was involved. He was.
Why are you whispering?
No, because
everybody can still hear you.
We whisper on the mic.
You are live on the interwebs right now. You know.
So we'll just leave it at that.
He's
He went
made
through a
so
tough
much
time.
of a comeback that he's involved involved very much with the baseball people now, and he's doing very well, and I'm very happy for him.
Very good.
He's a good person.
Listen,
He's
that
a
means
classy guy.
he's
Is.
got a good story.
Yeah.
You know?
He's got a good story.
Got to always get the good story.
Listen, we've all had our, everybody's had a problem here and there, right? It's not perfect.
Absolutely.
When you meet a guy like that, I mean, it's just like like I said, I met him. I saw him a few times at Citi Field. He was down there doing something for the Yankees, whatever it was, during the Mets-Yankees series. And I'm standing, and I walk down, and I was working, so I just walk in. I go, Jim, remember you were on the radio show? And he was like, yeah, I remember. And most people would look at you like, what are you talking about? You know?
Right.
And then,
This guy.
and then he puts his arm around me. He goes, come on, let's take a picture. And I
You had that picture?
Somebody grabbed my phone, and he stood there. Well, I took 3 different copies of it, because I was like, I wasn't happy with that one. Let's do that. And he's standing there
good side.
very graciously. And then I saw him again at Fireman's Field in Valley Stream, and I don't remember why he was there, but he was probably just checking out some games. And again, talked to me like he was my old friend, and
Right.
I loved it. It's great.
I
He's a
called.
really good guy.
I called him and he said, "Sure, Graz, I'll come on." I'm like, can you come on at this time? He goes, "Perfect." I'm like, okay.
But you called him at the right time.
I'm sure he's at a point right now
This guy right there.
where he thinks that all he's remembered for is that home run, but he's remembered for a lot more. I mean, he was a really, really good ball player. So
He was.
a hustler, hard-nosed player,
Yep.
catcher, and a gamer. I mean, a coach's dream. This guy was.
My boss during the day, Burge Haratunian from Vital, says I sound constipated. I don't know. I don't know if it's the whole mentholyptus.
Maybe it's because you're just constipated.
The only thing I can say about Leyritz's home run is you remember for that home run, like Bobby Thompson's remembered for his home run from the Giants. Or you could be Bill Buckner, and
Yeah.
you know
It's
what
not
I mean.
bad to be
Bill
remembered for
Buckner
that.
had an amazing career. This guy had borderline Hall of Fame credentials, and he's remembered for one ground
But
ball.
would you
One
rather
ground
be
ball.
totally forgotten, or would you rather be Bill
If
Buckner?
Oh no, I'd rather not be totally forgotten. No, but because
Well, those are your
I thought
choices.
I
Which
thought
one- which one
but
do you
Bill
wanna go
Buckner
with?
wouldn't have been totally
Okay,
forgotten. He would
I
have remembered
can't-
as a really good ball player.
All right, but listen, I can't tell you who the second baseman was for the Red Sox.
Wait a
that
minute.
year.
Can we play
you
that?
know what I
Can we- I
mean?
wanna
Marty
play that
Barrett.
for-
Okay, but would you rather
Play what?
be?
No, but Bill Buckner had a great. He had batting. He won batting titles. He was an MVP candidate
Hold on,
many times.
Brim. Do you know who Bill Buckner is?
I heard the name.
Hello, roller up the first base side.
We're gonna keep-
behind the bag.
So-
it gets by Buckner.
So Bill
Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
So Bill Buckner is a guy who led a routine.
Hold on.
10th inning.
Here we go.
Can you believe this ball game at Shea? Oh, brother.
You're gonna get more baseball knowledge.
Mookie Wilson.
Mookie Wilson, 1986.
Roller up along
Mookie
first.
Wilson. I know Mookie
Behind
Wilson.
the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
You don't remember this?
So
No.
it was a routine ground ball.
Well, you're also pretty. That's 30 years ago. 34 years ago. You're probably.
I'm 45.
Yeah, you were a little kid.
I was a little kid.
I was in Jake Lago's basement with a pillow in my face.
and Jake was sitting on the pillow.
Hold on, we got to call Limo Talk.
Hello, good evening, men. How are you? It's Teresa.
Teresa.
Good morning.
I'm calling to say hello to Will. Will,
It's
you and
Brim.
you-
It's
Brim.
Brim.
It's
Teresa.
Brim. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, when I met him years ago through a mutual friend, Tara Gruber,
Oh, yeah.
I met him as Will.
Is
So how
wait,
are
wait,
you?
hold on. Is Tara
Hello.
friends with Hans Gruber? Huh?
Yippee-ki-yay.
Motherfucker.
Oh, look at
How
that.
you doing? How's the
Doing all
family?
right. Everybody's good. I just see that you had just messaged, apparently. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
How you doing? Yeah, no, everything's good. Obviously, I'm
Oh,
here. I'm
thank
having a
God.
good time. I'm here. Go. If I'm here at Limo Talk, that means things are good.
Yeah. He took your spot, Teresa. He took your spot. So it's 5 good-looking guys tonight instead of 4 guys and a hot chick.
There you go.
It's not 4 guys in a vagina.
No.
Oh,
There
well.
you go.
Teresa-
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, no, we met. Wow, it's probably about like 5 years ago at this point.
How'd
Yeah, it
you
was a while
how'd you
ago.
guys meet? How'd you guys meet?
A mutual friend. I'm assuming. Yeah, from Tara Gruber. The
Yeah, we
Grubers.
were at Tara's house hanging out.
Yeah, it was before Tara moved out to the Carolinas, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Teresa formerly
Yeah.
had a show here called Tea Time with Teresa at 10 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays.
Okay.
It wasn't canceled. She quit.
Oh, my God. The views of Bobby and Torello are not the views of Limo Talk, GubsRadio.com, GothamGoGrass.com, GubsRadio.com.
Why do we have to do a disclaimer when I speak the truth?
Please don't get me in trouble.
I was
I'll
there
be getting
a
a
year
letter.
and a
I'll
half.
be getting a letter tomorrow. dear
Hey,
Anthony.
listen, we had a good time at the holiday party, and I just wanted to say that I love Larry and Joe and James, and
So do we.
everything's all good.
Okay,
all right?
good.
That's
What-
all I'm saying.
so
I had a nice year and a half run there, and sometimes it's time to move on to bigger and better things. So that's what I'm looking
Like
into
maybe
now.
like Bad Boy.
Well,
Ray Negron, what's he up to right now? Is he drinking right now? What's he doing?
He's down in Florida.
Playing beeper
doing
softball with some
fantasy.
people? What's he doing?
He's doing fantasy camp.
She's doing
Fantasy camp with Jim Raylich.
Fantasy
Jim
camp,
Raylich.
yeah.
Jim
Raylich
Raylich. They're stealing signs down in Florida.
Teresa. We had Laritz on, so we now you're thinking.
I heard. I've been watching the show.
Oh, have you?
We started early.
Oh, thank you.
We
We have-
started like 8:00.
No, we didn't should start that early. No, we started
No?
it. No, we started. That was the
It was
wrong
before
show.
9.
That was a repeat.
No, we did not start before
was
9.
it?
We started at 9:02, and by 9:05, O'Toole was calling up. With,
Leave O'Toole. That was Mad Dog.
It's
That
like,
wasn't O'Toole.
it's like, hi, let's say hello, everybody. Hi, everybody! Right here. You know, like, holy shit, hi, everybody.
Bobby.
No, but I'm happy. I'm happy to see Brimstone on. It's really cool. 'Cause like I said, we met years ago through Tara, and sweetest guy, just the sweetest guy. And
Oh, he's a
I haven't
Swedish-
seen you or
Swedish
talked to you in
guy?
a while, but met your beautiful family, and we had a really good time.
Teresa,
Yeah,
you
you
say he's a
you're
real
too
sweet
kind.
guy. Do you know what
Sweet.
he does? Do you know that he puts people against a turnbuckle and like basically
Yes,
breaks
I
their
met
neck?
him. When I met him, we talked about.
You know he smashes people.
Did you talk
to
about
the floor.
flowers and nice things, or did you talk about his finisher?
Do you know about his finishing move, Teresa?
Yeah, it was all about his moves.
Teresa, Brim says he's got an
Extra
opening
moves.
at 10:00 in the morning on Tuesdays.
Oh, that's what you were trying to say over there.
He does.
I am-
We'll
Actually,
talk.
wait.
So we'll
I am
talk.
scheduled to be Teresa's next guest at 10 o'clock on Tuesday.
Yeah, but where? It's
What?
not
I don't
here.
know. Whenever she starts another show. I was supposed to come on the following week.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
If nothing makes you want to leave something than more than me coming on, I mean, I don't know.
No,
She decided you
that's
just
not
weren't
true.
worth it.
I miss you all. You know that.
So just so you know, she's looking for an opening at 10:00 in the morning, Brim.
Hey, I'm
10
looking
o'clock
for an
in the
opening
morning.
too. You know.
Oh,
Teresa,
Not
did you have
necessarily in the
fun
morning, but-
singing the Pussycat song at the Christmas
Oh, let me tell
party?
you something. I was so upset when it cut out after 20 seconds. You
It
know
was.
what I'm
It was.
saying?
There was a good solid minute of it.
What are you
it,
talking about?
It
The
wasn't 20
Pussycat?
seconds. You got a good amount in there though.
Yeah, I did.
What, you
Enough
were singing?
for them to get it.
She sang. For those who weren't there, Teresa sang the Pussy song.
Hold
at
on
the
a minute.
Christmas party.
Hold on a minute. Shut the music off.
Well, that's not the only
do you-
thing I sang.
do-
I also did Earth, Wind, and Fire. I did September.
Do you know the words to the Pussy song?
Oh no, here we go.
I know some of them.
You
I mean, I don't
know
have
the words.
lyrics
Find
in
it
front of me.
YouTube. Is it on
No,
But my
YouTube?
pussy cat was knocking at my back door. Knocked so long, poor pussy got sore. Sore pussy. Just a friendly little cat.
Where's the cat noise? Hold on.
And then it just goes on. Yeah, kitty, kitty,
Wow.
kitty. Oh, that's a nicer pussy.
Here, I'm thinking you're talking about the Tom Jones song. What's new, Pussycat?
No. This is a totally different song. It's about
Wow.
a cat. It's about a cat.
Is it
And I
really
just, like,
though?
put my-
Is it really?
It is. It totally is. And I just put my twist on it. That's all.
Yeah, but you sing that song like it's a fucking golden oldie. I mean, you go into,
I can't-
you go
I
into
don't
you
sing
go
it.
into the bar on Tuesday nights on the open mics, and you sit there and go, "All right, I'm ready to sing the Pussy song."
She's all about ragtime.
I honestly thought I heard like every karaokeable song out
No,
there,
no one's
and
heard
then
that
you
one.
started singing that.
Who
sings the
sings
song?
that song? Who sings that song? Is it Gladys Knight and the Pips?
Teresa,
No.
Is it
how do you
Ellie
request it?
King?
and my cast thinks that I'm filthy. Holy crap,
Dude, yeah, we're very,
Wow.
yeah, we're.
I don't care. I'm fine. I'm just kind of,
I'm surprised-
sucking it all
Charlie,
in here. You know.
No, we're
Charlie,
pigs.
I'm surprised you didn't sing.
Listen,
I
Brim,
know.
it's a
I
fucking
know.
midlife crisis. I get out of the house. I spend 2.5 hours with my friends. We talk shit.
It's good.
Tits and ass and everything else.
You're only missing the beer.
You know what?
Usually we do.
Usually we do. Tonight,
I would have brought some over from the studio.
See, I didn't know if you drank, and I how come we don't
Most
have any
of us
beer,
are
Bozy?
suffering from gout in this studio, so we try to
We
we try to stay away from the.
Time out. I want to ask you a question. How are you feeling after the Christmas party on Monday, Bozy? Because all I know is I was on the work with Mike and Pete. So
Yes.
I'm on
And what happened?
I'm on the beer show, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes Teresa and Bozy into my studio. But they come in the
Yeah.
other studio where it's dark. I leave it dark with the eyes.
Really?
All of a sudden,
That's because you don't like getting
Let
to
us
see what your
not
hands
start
are.
a scandal.
So
Wait.
Bozy proceeded to just No,
I'm thinking that scene
With
in
you,
Titanic.
maybe.
I'm thinking that scene in Titanic where they go into the car and the fog on that glass right there.
Yes.
Is this
After
what
I got
happened?
done, as soon as I got done, like drawing her as one of my French girls.
I knew that was coming.
Wow.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, was that on that other show with the girl who draws?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, tune into that.
That was okay.
dude, I turned it on last night just to get an idea what they're doing on Wednesday nights. It was
Yeah.
our first show. She's sitting there with a pad and crayons and nice
Crayons.
Can she at least draw? That's the question.
She got 64 Crayolas ready to go.
Fantastic,
Okay.
fantastic
All right, well,
drawer.
then, okay.
I would tell her to do what we want to do. We tried to do a caricature of us.
Caricature. Yeah.
It didn't go too well because he looked like the guy from Channel 4 Weather.
Oh, I look like
Ernie
no.
and
Stone
Astia?
something?
No,
Stone
I look like
Phillips?
John Stossel or
He
something.
he looked like John Stossel. So we got away from that one. But she seemed to be doing a really good job. But there was like 7 people watching, more than here, more than I got listening to this show.
You know, I would really like to know. I would really like to know if her opening theme song for the next show will be that thing that was like years ago. Well, you know, my name is Simon.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
I like
old
to
school.
draw things too. I figured you remember that, Brent.
I know that, yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. Wait a minute. Why would you think I would know that?
Well, because we're both in our 40s.
Okay, all right.
You know, I mean, come on. We're not like
Yeah.
as young
I
as
don't
this
even
guy and
remember.
a senior citizen like these other guys here. You know, I mean, come on.
I don't remember what that was from though. What show was that from?
You remember that?
I know my
I do,
name
but
is
Jeff
Simon.
just doesn't think I could possibly.
You remember what show that was from? Go ahead.
No, you don't either. I just remember the song.
I can't remember. I don't know.
That's rough.
Wait, it
I have
wasn't
no
on
idea
Sesame
what any of you
Street,
guys
was
talking
it?
about.
No,
Well,
I was on Sesame
Should I
Street.
share my show to your...
Yeah, I shared it all. Also, yeah.
Thank you.
I want to be on
We
Wonderama.
share a lot.
Thanks.
Speaking of sharing, what went on in this dark room with you and Bozy, Teresa?
You really can't
It
drop
wasn't me and Bozy. It
There was
more like-
more?
I walked in with Jeff, and he thought that maybe I was going to have a malfunction with my shirt, and was trying to like catch something if they fell, which didn't. And then,
Whoa!
There's a lot of support. A
This
lot of
is
support.
the
he
best
was
story
trying to
ever.
cut me.
So wait, what? Your boobs were falling out of your shirt.
No, I
So
know.
you got
I was
Jeff
wearing
to
a
help
very
you in the
tasteful shirt.
Teresa,
Everything
while
was
you're at
covered.
it,
The
why don't
girls
you
were
hand
covered.
Charlie
I
some
just wasn't wearing
gasoline
a
for this
bra.
fire?
Why don't you hand the...
After Bozy put your boobs back in your shirt, then what happened?
No, that didn't happen. Wait,
That's the story she's telling.
Yeah, this is not looking good for you, my friend. This is not looking good. You're
And then
concerning
Greg got
me
a
here.
beer,
Bozy,
and
all
it
I can
tasted
tell you is
delicious.
you look like you were enjoying yourself. You're like, hello, how you doing?
You really think
Yeah,
I got
well, I
that
told you
drunk?
that
You
when I
were
had the big
feeling
beer, I
you
like
were
a big
feeling
head on it, and it
we-
didn't come with one.
Yeah, but you keep saying that all night.
I
You
was
kept
happy to
saying-
see you.
I said it twice.
Jeff was upset over his loss to Bonnie Scalisi.
That too. Thank you. While you guys are at it, why don't you cut me and throw some lemon
Time
juice
out.
on it?
Bozy was like the least gracious loser.
Put some
Well,
music
you
on,
know,
please.
my name is Simon. Well, you know what? That was an SNL skit. What are you talking about?
No.
We have a show called Put
Wasn't
Up.
it Mike
Put Up-
Myers?
Yes, it was Mike Myers. You're right.
It's from Saturday Night Live.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No?
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
they asked me to be a judge. I'm waiting for that phone call.
On what? Saturday Night Live?
No, I'm put up, shut up, and
Put up, shut
So
up.
Put Up, Shut Up.
stand up.
Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up is a challenge between two comedians.
Okay.
Trying, it's like a round robin
It's
thing.
a comedy
Comedy
competition.
competition. Whoever wins gets a paid gig on the main stage.
Interesting.
So we have a host, Three's Company, Bonnie Scalisi, on Wednesday nights, who won up against one of my comedians that hangs out with me all the time, Jeff Bozy, on Thursday nights.
I keep
So
hearing
I-
this pussy. I don't, it's kind of,
That's what
kinda
Jeff,
disturbing.
That's what Jeff said on Monday night.
he's looking me dead in the eyes while he's telling me the story, and all I hear is the meowing.
All right, I got it.
So-
I got where Bobby is getting it from because we're going to go into his childhood. It would be Captain Kangaroo. But then for our childhood, it would have been Romper Room.
Romper Room. Yeah, I was on Romper Room too. Yeah.
You were on.
All right,
Yeah, I was
first
a
of
child.
all,
I was a child actor. I did.
Romper
such-
Room
such-
is really old too.
What about Zoom?
Not that old. It was 80s.
No, it wasn't. It was on the 60s for crying out loud.
I remember Zoom.
Yeah.
Speaking of kangaroos, how did Teresa's pouch feel on Monday night?
Wow.
All right, so Brim, he lost to Bonnie Scalisi. He lost to Bonnie Scalisi.
Lost to Bonnie Scalisi.
So now he bombed.
I don't know if he bombed.
He bombed.
Wait, who bombed?
Yeah, Bozy bombed.
Bozy. Oh wait. Oh, Bozy's a comedian.
All right, thanks. Hi, Gina Kajemi Coffin. You just
We're not live on air. right now.
Yeah.
We're not live.
You're not talking about a microphone.
Thanks. Just let
There's a microphone
supposed to learn
there.
that from Tony.
At least tell everybody what you're saying.
Where's Sally and Tony? You just let them walk right into my studio. Just let them walk in, right? All right, just.
You see how we get treated, Latronica? You need to swoop in and sponsor us. Come on,
you doing,
Latronica.
brother?
Listen,
We're pushing this Latronica.
We mentioned Latronica Law Firm about 20 times.
I know.
Brim, those are the bosses, the two of them outside, and she's the sales lady. But she just walked in out of nowhere. That's what.
No, just take the mic so we can at least hear what she's saying.
How about a
I'm sure they'll
microphone,
hear
Gina?
Right there, a microphone. Gina, how are you?
Good. Who
Oh, look at
What,
that.
who am
This is
I? I'm a
Brim.
nobody. Don't even pay attention.
This is Brim.
You're more of somebody than I am.
I'm Brim. I'm
Brim, nice
I'm
to
Brim.
meet you.
It's nice to meet
Nice
you.
jewelry,
too.
Brim.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Very
it.
nice,
So
very
tell me
nice.
the story. I want to know what you were talking about when you came in. I couldn't hear
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry. I walked in to say hello to Mr. Graz
Yes.
Hey, Graz.
Hey,
and
there you
to
are.
everybody else,
Okay.
and meet Charlie for the first time.
Right.
Oh, this is the first time you guys are meeting.
This is the first time we're meeting.
Yeah.
And the first thing she says is how
Oh,
badly
sweet.
we
Hold on, let me
stink.
get some music.
So it was.
Just to let you know, you should listen to the replay of this show. Trust me on that one.
Yeah, oh shit. Were you guys bad because you didn't see my name on there?
No, I'm suggesting you should listen back to the show. Sit back, have a glass of wine, and let the laughs go.
Oh, yeah.
Good times roll.
But I have to say, I'm sure it was the show before you. I'm sure it wasn't you.
Yeah, it
guys.
wasn't
but
us.
This room literally smells like when I pick my kid up from practice, him and his friends, and I have to
That's
bring them
just the-
home.
That's what. Oh, now I heard something about kids and picking them up.
That's just the smell that's always in this room.
Is this the way little
Always.
boys and grown men all
It's
smell
disgusting.
this way if they're
It's
together?
disgusting. There's
No,
no
this
ventilation in here. We walked in here before. Just to let you know, I'm going to make a complaint right on the air since you
What
want.
a surprise!
They don't. You got to clean up a little bit better. All right, we need to clean up a little bit better.
And by the way,
Felix had his show today.
it's not me. I showered before I came.
So did
Well,
Bob.
I noticed right away. I
did
noticed right away this side of the room has
Okay.
a much better aroma.
Okay,
Right,
yeah.
I can
My
feel
cologne,
it. I
I've
can
got
feel it.
my wife
It's
bought me
getting.
some nice
It's okay
cologne.
over here. Oh, wait a minute.
That's me.
No, it's
That's
got to
me.
be you.
See,
Again with the pussycat.
Let me ask a quick question.
Quick question.
Do
Mrs.
you
Wiggins.
Mr. Higgins? Yes.
do you guys wear cologne ever? Do
Yes.
you ever wear cologne?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
you never wear cologne.
Never.
How about you, Brim?
Yeah, I'm wearing it right now.
You're wearing.
I have my own cologne
You
line.
never wear cologne.
Never.
Okay,
Yeah.
Interesting. You do, Bobby?
Yeah.
On a daily basis or on special occasions?
If I knew Gina
I'm
was coming,
curious.
there'd be cologne on me.
You're not wearing cologne today.
No,
though.
not today.
Grass.
I have cologne on.
You
I work
do you
public
wear it
safety. Bobby.
daily?
I'm gonna
Yes.
freaking drive around with that. No.
Yes.
You
Hold on.
do.
Hold on.
And Brim, you said you wear cologne and you wear it daily.
I wear it daily. Yeah.
Now let me ask you this:
I have different
does
colognes.
your cologne ever turn on you after a while, or have you been wearing the same cologne for 15 years?
Charlie's
Turns on you.
questions.
Turns on you.
It does
So-
because every time I get a cologne,
Do you really?
I smell amazing for like maybe 6 months,
8
7
seconds.
months, and then it just turns on me, and I can't do it anymore. It's done.
The trick is
Which
to
is
have
why
a
you-
couple of different types. So I have two that I alternate, as well as the third, which is my own brand, which I have my own cologne line.
You have your
I have
own
my own
cologne.
cologne line.
You have
yeah.
it with you right
I
now?
didn't
No,
even
I don't.
know
I
that.
don't have it with
You have
me
your
now.
own cologne.
Would you
Yeah,
like?
my own
Would you
cologne.
like
What's
to,
it
called?
to talk about sponsoring his show for your
No, he's
cologne?
got his
I
own.
have my own.
He's got his own show in the
That's his
building
own
behind
show.
us, the Electronica
Whatever.
building.
Lots of sponsors.
Whatever, I'm trying.
New sponsor of Limo Talk.
Want to
Yeah.
smell better than a locker room?
Just
Wear
let-
some Brim cologne. Fill it
Scotland,
to the brim with the rich taste.
Scotland says hello. Scotland's listening
Hello,
to us.
Scotland.
And everybody
Scotland.
says we were getting a very good story and you interrupted us.
I'm bad that way.
I have nothing
I'm bad.
to do with
I'm
this.
very bad that way. I'm out.
But
I'm not feeling the love.
Are you wearing perfume?
No, I don't wear perfume because I
Never.
hate when people wear perfume.
Why?
Really?
No, just smell good. Take a shower, put on deodorant.
That's
and
what I'm
smell
talking
good.
about.
But you wear cologne every day.
Yeah, but I'm talking about for a
But
female.
it has to be.
Oh, so it's a double standard. Okay,
women.
All
Listen,
right.
I gotta tell you, because look, if a woman is, they have all those special sauces that they put on. You know what I mean? Or the different
Sauce?
shampoo.
Are you wearing
take
a
the layer in.
You
You
smell like
layer
you're wearing
in
a nice
the
mango
shower.
sauce
That's what
now.
you do.
So they smell
I'm wearing my
delicious.
salsa.
They can smell
Don't everybody
delicious.
talk
But
at the
then
same
you
time.
throw in that so you smell like fruity and delicious, and then you throw that flowery crap on it, and it just ruins it all. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
So you don't
flowery
need-
perfume is disgusting.
I'm not into that.
You don't have anything
They
on?
say the best perfume is to attract a man is one that smells like food. Believe it or not.
So you slice some bacon and just rub it on.
I got one
my
for
girlfriend
I've
has
got one for
cheeseburger
30
perfume.
years.
How can you possibly get
And
a
after
cologne?
that, I'm done.
What cologne smells like food?
Just something that has like a little bit of like a cinnamon smell to
Cinnamon.
it, or
Cinnamon.
But it's
Teresa's
not
still
a
there?
lot. It's,
She hung up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who was on the phone?
Teresa
I'm
was.
here.
Teresa. Still
Teresa, hey.
Teresa, are you a perfume girl? How often
Miss
do
you,
you wear
Bobby.
Teresa, how much perfume you wear? You wear it or no?
Yeah, I do.
On
I
occasion
do. I like
or
perfume.
every
There's
day?
certain scents. I don't like anything too sweet. I like something that's a little, I don't know, more musky smelling.
Oh, musky.
Musky.
Most girls love musky.
Now, when you use your perfume,
Hey,
do you-
Teresa, it's Gina. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
So,
I
That air.
I felt
Awkward.
the warmth. I felt
Yeah,
the warmth.
Bobby, have you been wearing?
Wait, keep going with that. That was good radio.
Hi, Teresa. How are you? Gina?
Hi.
You good?
How are you?
Hi, how the fuck are you?
Aren't you the one that I'm not here anymore?
Hey.
Yeah, you wearing cologne?
Hey.
You smell
You wear
like
cologne, you smell like ass.
Let's shut
I don't
that
like
down.
anything too sweet.
Lair
I don't
the
like
dog.
sweet and floral. I don't like sweet and floral. That I don't like.
Yeah, no.
But you know what bothers me? You go to a crowded place,
Mm.
and let's say there's
Battle of Cologne.
50 women
There's
there.
20 different
Everybody
scents.
smells
Yeah.
differently, and now I'm nauseous and want to
You ever walk into Macy's and everybody's spraying you with crap? Come on, man.
Well, you don't want to smell like you took a bath in it. You
Not
just,
into
you know.
it.
I used to hate when we were going out.
Unfortunately, Teresa, some people can't control
You
that.
spray it and then you gently waltz.
Yeah, but it's what
into
you
it,
wait a minute. It's what you eat too. I mean, like
You spray it, and you walk into it.
That's what I'm saying.
okay. What we used to do at Vital at the beginning, there was a lot of Pakistani drivers, and Pakistanis when they eat a lot of curry. So
Oh, yeah.
it comes
Comes
during
out
the,
of their
during the
pores.
summer. These guys shower normally, but it comes out of their pores. So at the beginning, we would get complaints from clients
See how
saying,
PC that
"No,
was?
this is a long
I'm-
time
I'm-
ago.
I'm just-
this is a long.
yeah.
Listen, I'm telling the truth. This is
Yeah.
a long time ago. They would say, the car smelled like curry during a 90
True.
degree day in the summer that they'd walk out every once in a while, get in the car. So we had to tell these guys to try not to eat their curry before they got in the car. Eat dinner or lunch a lot earlier because it was terrible.
A lot earlier.
And that's where
Have
curry in a
dinner.
hurry came from.
Right.
Italians, the same thing. Did you ever I can't eat
garlic.
that really garlic and oil because I'm going like on a
Yeah, the
date
garlic
later,
co-
or
the garlic comes right there. Now, is your husband here?
Yes.
Could you put the mic down? I'd like to talk to your husband.
Oh,
I have a question to ask him.
So wait, so who's the husband?
My husband's Jack.
Who's Jack? So who's Jack? You don't have to leave. Come hang out. I don't know. I'm just taking over.
Shut
Her name
up,
is
don't.
Jeannie.
I want to talk to Jack.
And who's Jack?
Jack's her husband. I just
Jack's
have
her-
one. Jack,
So-
come here. I have one
have you
question.
So
seen
is
that
Jack
kid?
part of this governor's place?
Jack,
too?
it's just a
It
one.
looks like he's wearing the headphones.
Jack, it's just one question and it's real quick.
Oh boy,
You're in trouble, Jack.
that's locked.
So he has sex. Quick.
Hi, Jack.
Hi, how
Jack,
you
I'm
doing,
Graz.
Jack?
This is Inns. This is Richie. That's Charlie Myers.
Hi,
And that's
Jack.
Brim.
What's going on?
Nice to meet you. All right, could you get the microphone?
Do you want to be on the radio?
No, we can't
Well,
hear
I
you.
can't
I
hear
have a
you.
que- I have a question.
Right behind you.
Right behind you.
Right behind you.
Okay. What's going on, guys?
2 questions.
Yeah.
How long you married?
30 years.
Why?
No
Wow.
other choice?
Wow.
Was there an option?
No, the choice.
Was there an option?
Great answer.
It was an option. I wasn't pregnant.
I don't think there was an
God.
option.
That's a great
Oh,
answer.
okay. So it
Now,
wasn't a shot.
How long have you known the applicant? Too long.
We've known each other since we were 12.
Oh, boy.
I wouldn't.
We
he
probably
asked
shouldn't
me-
say that.
He asked me out starting at
But we were
12.
both 12. So
How
that's
old
okay,
are you? Were
right?
you 12 too?
He was 32.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's okay if you're both 12.
He asked me out when I was 12, and
It wasn't a Harvey Weinstein thing, was
No.
Finally in 11th grade, I said yes.
All right, you don't have to talk into the mic.
I was making a movie.
I was working at a radio station, right?
I want to thank Tony Walker and Sally O'Neill for having you come into my show midstream while Brimstone's telling the conversation. Yeah, exactly. It's like a fucking
One
car
more,
wreck.
one more question. Cologne guy, how often?
Do you wear
No,
cologne?
not me.
You don't
Never
wear cologne?
cologne.
No.
All right, no, wait.
Don't need to.
Jack,
My husband doesn't have body odor.
Jack, you
either.
do lighting
It's the
for
weirdest
you do
thing.
lighting, right?
Yeah.
Could you fix the lights here, please?
I did try. I put stuff over those. For some reason they're off.
Those look like you're at a deli at
deli
Fairway.
paper.
Wax
Deli-
paper.
That's what they use.
That's deli paper.
We talked about
Hold
it.
on
We
one-
talked about it an
There's
hour
ham
ago
juice.
about
There's
doing
ham juice
something.
all over
So
one of them.
somebody watching the feed here says, "What's up with the co-host with the 1980 porn mustache?"
That would be Bobby and Zarello right here.
We're out, guys.
You hear that, Joe?
The husband tapped me on the back.
Good night,
and said,
Jack.
We're going home.
That's a
Bye,
great
Gina.
Bobby
yeah, we
and
just saw
Thanks.
Rodia, so.
All right.
Shout out to Mark Torres and Ira Mark.
Hey, listen, Rodia.
Nice to meet you.
I was
Take
talking
care.
to
No, I
Rodia.
don't
Was in the
care.
bathroom.
Yeah, seriously.
Hi. Gina. Good
So,
Gina.
yeah.
Bye, Gina. Bye, Gina.
Goodbye, Gina.
Teresa,
Enjoy your evening.
Yes, honey.
how are you?
Teresa,
Fucking
¿Cómo estás?
train wreck radio, dude. You never know what's gonna happen.
I'm
here.
I'm just along for the ride.
Now,
bro.
they're the bosses. So they just walked into my show and said, "Okay, let's take it over.
Let me come cackle.
Let me come cackle for 15
Oh, so
minutes."
she's one of the owners.
She's the sales lady.
So tell her to get the hell out.
Well, you can't be
Or
disrespectful.
she's selling your sponsorships.
Well,
she's obviously not doing a good job.
Yeah.
She's not.
Yeah, we're raking it in with her sales.
Wow.
I'm here 4 years. You know how many sponsors I've had in 4 years?
Wow.
You have owners?
Butkus. But
There-
wait,
Managers?
There's
That's
shows
harsh.
that are on twice, and they have like 3 sponsors. they went on one time. It was 7 a.m. They have 6 sponsors.
my
Electronic is one of
company's
them.
a sponsor in this show. GothamGoGraz.com.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go.
So that's it.
all it
There
takes.
you go.
One
Transportation.
big one.
And that's us right there. That's
Yeah.
that's the logo that everybody knows.
There you go.
The logo
works.
that sells
You having
the
fun?
no advertising.
I'm having a blast, bro.
All right.
So what do you call it? So your limo company. What kind of limos do you guys have over there?
I have 400 town cars in Manhattan. I
Okay.
have 5 Lexus ES350s on Long Island.
Okay.
I have a 21 passenger bus that does bar runs and wine tours.
So now your bus.
Yes.
Does your bus have like the sunroof type things where
No.
you can pop out?
No, my bus is like an airplane. It has seats on the side, seats on the other side, and then 5 seats in the back.
So you can't. Nobody can see you from outside.
No, nobody can see you from outside. But you see, you don't want to get into a bus that has that circular couch in there, like the high price limo bus.
Yeah.
If they get hit from the side, you're dead.
Well, the reason
Yeah,
why I'm
forget about
asking,
it.
I'm asking for a reason. So we're supposed to be doing an appearance for a one of the parades, and we need somebody to take us down, on the parade trail. So
How
I'm
many
looking-
people?
There's the cast of GHR.
In-
So
in-
we're
you-
supposed to be
but
doing
you-
the thing in Wantaw, that St. Patrick's Day parade. So about 6 of us, 7 of us.
Oh, but if it's a parade, you want to be seen.
Yeah, you want to be
That's
seen.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, you
so
want to see
I'm
in a
looking for
bus.
something cool,
Private parades
that you
suck.
can like pop out of. But I heard that the limos now, they don't have the sunroofs, and
They're
you can't-
gone. No,
Yeah.
they're
Do
gone.
you know one time he drove Pete Corielli home from a gig? So
I have
if
no idea who Pete
if
is,
That
but
helps
that's
you
amazing.
at all make
All
a
right, first of all,
decision?
shut the fuck up. Comedian Pete Corielli walks into my show last week.
Okay.
He looked like he was looking for the fucking bathroom.
Oh wow!
So I didn't know who.
God.
So he didn't know. I didn't know who he was.
If he would have pissed on the floor, I would have been.
I go, can I help you? He goes, I want to go on the air. I go, who are you? He goes, Pete Corielli, and I remember the name. I go, oh, Pete Corielli. Go ahead, go on the air. So these guys. So then we're sitting here, and I guess I thought he went on Opie and Anthony. I took him home one night. I go, you were in my limo one night. He goes, no, I wasn't.
He painted a whole scenario. He goes, one night you were on Opie and Anthony. I saw you. I said, listen, do you need a ride home? Jump in my limo, get in. I drove you home. And the guy goes, all right, listen, from
We
the
stopped
beginning.
at Checkers,
He goes-
ordered a large fries. You had a strawberry banana shake.
He goes, from the very beginning of that story, it never happened. Right? And I was like, wow, you got shot down.
He goes, I don't take limo services. I don't trust them. Something like that.
Wow!
I got shot down.
That's crazy.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun, though.
I am a little curious at why you guys have anal beads up in here, though. Like these crazy things.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Teresa would use them on Tuesdays
part
on
of the
Tea
after
Time for
party.
Teresa.
Teresa, does
That's
that-
why
No,
she had great ratings.
Graz never takes them home. They're always within reach.
There you go. Is the and that's why the camera is on there too, so you can just get a good look up the colon.
Hence, that's why Gina said the room smells.
No, that's crazy. These things are neat. There's so many wires. I'm just trying.
Now,
to
is there anything that you see in here that you guys could utilize on Grindhouse Radio? Or you guys are more.
We're different. We're different.
Yeah.
I showed you my
very
my
cool.
studio.
Very cool.
What do you call it?
Yeah.
One day you guys will come down and visit my studio and see what we're all about.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, what do you call it? We're it's a different we have a different setup.
What made you start it? What made you start it? How'd you get into that?
I mean, it's a loaded question. So, I've always been on the opposite side of the microphone. So I'm always being interviewed, and I've been around for quite some time. So, for me, it was, I always wanted to do, anything. I like to create things that I wish existed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I like to do things that I like to do. Like if I wanted to be a comic book character, I'm gonna make myself a comic book character. If I wanted to make a food series, I did a food series. It's like, so anything that I want to do, I go out and I do it, and I don't let anybody tell me otherwise. So with the radio deal, I tried reaching out to Cox and Connoisseur on the island because I've been interviewed with them.
BAB,
a zillion
right?
times. Yeah,
BAB,
right? Shark, all that jazz. So I reached out and I said, hey, I have an idea of for a show. I wanted to see if you guys would be interested. And I reached out to the people that they know who I am. I have a name. It's not like you're getting, it's some Joe Schmo off the street. Went nowhere. So I said, all right, I'm going to do something on my own.
Seems like us, right?
So I looked around and I was
like
trying
us.
to figure out where I could kind of do something. And it was just, everything that and I'm not going to mention names because there was some shady things here and there. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to get involved in anything like that. So what I did was I put it on the back burner, but I bought the URL and I got everything ready for it and said, when it's time, it's time. I wound up, I also own Hound Comics and Hound Entertainment Group. So I had 2 interns that came in, Kim Adragna and Steve Zambito, who had a background in radio history. They had a history in radio. So one of them, Kim, ran the Farmingdale College radio station.
Oh, there you go.
And Steve came from
Daler.
Five Towns and
A Daler.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
We're Dalers, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
Love Dallas.
There you go. My son goes to Farmingdale University.
Oh, there you go.
He plays lacrosse for them. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
So he knows a couple of guys. Oh, God.
My daughter just graduated from there.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's where Kim graduated from. But anyway, long story longer, they were what do you call it? They were my interns. I said, hey, we have such great banter in the office. What do you guys think of, putting something together? We'll try something out. And after hours one night, we put one mic in the center of a desk in this empty office, and for an hour we sat and we bantered. It went by like this, and it was magic. And we just were like, this is gonna work. So 5 years later, now my interns are my partners, and what do you call it? They're known worldwide, and we sign at every convention known to man, and anywhere from here to San Diego Comic-Con, we're doing stuff and things. So we work hard, and we play harder. You know what I mean?
That's
great.
So that's where it came from. That's how it started.
Who is the favorite person that you've met in the business that you were just blown
Besides
away
me
by?
and Bobby.
In the industry in general, you see, that's a hard.
Such a horrible question.
It's just a hard question to answer. You know what it is
Such a horrible question.
I've done music, I've done wrestling, I've done comics, I've done everything. I'm the celebrity spokesperson for the Stan Lee Foundation. Stan was a friend of mine. So
Nice.
Stan is one of the top dudes. Kevin Smith is one of the top dudes. What do you call it? Oh my God, Nichelle Nichols, getting to sit and spend time. She sleeps with a little me. She has my little stuffed plush Brimstone, and she sleeps with me. Yeah.
You just recently got married a couple years ago, correct?
No, I've been with my wife for going to be 18 years in a
right.
week.
So that's like within this millennium. Within this millennium, you
Yeah,
did.
so I've been with my
I'm at it again, Teresa.
How about this? Did you ever,
And I asked the shitty question.
Sweetheart.
How old's your kid? 20 years old? About 20?
There's a picture of you.
Actually,
there's a picture of you in 2016 with your wife in a wedding gown. It looked like you just got married.
No, that might have been posted at that point, at some point, or
Right.
later
See,
on.
Graz doesn't
like
understand
a throwback
there might have been a
something.
throwback picture.
Yeah,
like memory.
So I was
Graz-
married prior.
Graz was the
Yeah.
limo driver at your wedding last
And
year.
this is why
Remember
you do
that? Yeah,
research
Graz took
on
you home in
your
the big
guests.
bus.
I was married prior. I have what do you call it? My oldest is 22.
Oh, mine too.
What do you call it? My middle is 18, and who's actually looking to pick up some White Castle for me right now.
Nice.
He's asking me, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm over at Governor's." And what do you call it?
Tell him to deliver it. I'll give him the cash.
And
for
then,
the delivery.
yeah, and you don't want White Castle in this little room.
No way.
Yes,
with all of us.
I
Charlie's got a bad stomach.
I don't
won't need
I
those
don't
anal
work here,
beads
but I
anymore.
couldn't allow that. And then my littlest is 9. So yeah, what do you call it? I have 3. And
Wow.
what do you call so yeah, a loaded question, but I've have so many friends in the industry, people that everybody watches on television weekly. Norman Reedus, Michael Rooker, are friends of mine. I mean, these are the guys that I've known, through the industry, and whether it's from signing at Comic Cons or what do you call it, doing films or television or whatever. I might actually, I'm looking forward to. I might actually do something with a very big name who I have not met yet within the next week or so. So we'll see what happens with that. But I have to fly out to LA, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna have the opportunity to do it or not. But there's just when you're in the industry, I've been in the industry since I'm 5. You know what I mean? And now I'm being 45. So you're talking 40 years in the industry. I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of people and do a lot of things. The sucky part of that is that over the years, a lot of these people, that were your heroes that have become your friends are now getting older and passing away. Mm-hmm. So the last couple of years has been just a landfall of awfulness. I mean, aside from my mother passed away 2 years ago, Stan passed away, Peter Mayhew, Chewbacca passed away, what do you call it, Vern Troyer, you know what I mean? These are all people that, I'd known for years, Adam West, and like, so it sucks,
You know Adam
because,
West? You
yeah,
know Adam West?
I did, yeah.
Batman.
One of the coolest dudes. Him and I used to pick on Will Shatner together, and
God.
I have stories about that. But what do you call it? Yeah, man. At the end of the day, when I'm at an age now where God starts taking things away from you. You know what I mean? In terms
Way to
of
get a little older.
You know what I mean?
It gets worse.
It's crazy. So I've had a wonderful opportunity to get to meet and know and befriend my heroes. And at the end of the day, what do you call it? I meet people all the time, and I try to be a good person. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the people who love me. The people who hate me, go F yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I try to be friends with everybody. So with GHR, like our guest list is anybody from film, TV, music.
GHR
Grindhouse
stands for
Radio.
Grindhouse Radio.
Grindhouse Radio, yeah.
Yeah.
DMC from Run DMC is a close friend of mine. He was just over at the studio about a month ago.
Oh, awesome.
And these the cool thing is, when you have that intimate friendship and the relationship with some of these people, you get stories that nobody else gets. You know what I mean? Because they just it's more of a conversation. You know what I mean? It's like here, you're having more of a conversation. It's not an interview. It's conversation. You know what I mean? So you sit, you chat, you talk, and you get to know people, and you get to hear some amazing stories. Wouldn't you want to be the fly on the wall of I don't know if you guys are Star Trek fans, but when Nichelle and Shatner did the kiss on television, the first time that an African American woman would kiss a white male on television, and she was in a position of power, wouldn't you want to be a fly on the wall for that? Or when Martin, that was just Martin Luther King Day, Martin Luther King actually had a conversation with Nichelle because she was looking to leave the show, and he pushed her to stay on the show because she was, doing something iconic for the black community. And and these are stories that I Nichelle, the two of us sitting in a diner in bum hell, Philly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sitting and just telling me these stories. It's for as someone who's in entertainment, who's traveled, who has my own hearing stuff like this of people that paved the way. You know what I mean? It's just amazing to hear these things. I hope I'm making sense.
Yeah, no, definitely really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Stan Lee as your final answer on the
Stan
best.
is the coolest.
He's like he's a legend.
Yeah.
When you name, he's in legend status, and it's very few of those that you're gonna actually meet.
I'm one of my favorite pictures is every time I went up to his offices at POW Entertainment over in L.A. What do you call it? I would go up and I would go make a beeline into his office and just sit in his chair. Because you feel the brilliance, you feel the energy. It's crazy. He was one of those guys where when you stepped into a room with him, you felt the energy. You know what I mean? He was just that, enigmatic, where you're like, okay, this guy is just, he's something else, One time, one of the last times that I saw him, was we were at, I think it was the LA Comic-Con. It was Kamikaze when he still had a piece of it. So Stan Lee's Kamikaze. And his right hand for a very long time, I had spoken with him and I said, hey, I want to come down and see Stan. I'm signing over here. He's over there. I want to come say hello. He's like, yeah, Stan would love to see you. Here, come at this time. His name's Max. He's like, Max says, I'll come to me at this time in this area. And it was one of the photo areas, one of the where the fans will come and do photo ops.
Right.
So I walk in and it's just Stan. Normally Max is there, a whole bunch of other people are around, and it's just everybody. But Stan, it was one of the rare occasions where it was just him.
Was he wearing pants
and me?
Or no?
He was wearing pants.
Okay.
And No, that's Tony Atlas who did that to me. That's another story. And when I tell you, I walked in, we were having a conversation. And it was the first time and the last time that I ever met Carrie Fisher. She walks in the room, and you felt the electricity in that room. And I've never been intimidated where I go in and I go, okay, this is just too much. It was too much for me. He introduced me to her, which was just bizarre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're talking about two legendary people, and
Sure.
and I politely, said, hey, I've gotta go, and she gave me a hug and a kiss, and that was it. And I left, and I was in shock and awe. That was the only time I was ever absolutely flabbergasted. Had nothing to say,
I have to ask a personal question. What are your feelings on those two icons just recently passed away? Those two legendary icons.
Which ones?
Carrie
Fisher,
have passed
Carrie
away.
Fisher
and Stan Lee. You just got done talking about them.
Well, yeah, but a lot of Peter Mayhew just passed away.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
there's
but
a lot of people.
But
yeah,
those
just
two.
speaking of those two, I mean, you know what? When Stan's wife passed, that took a toll on him. Also, everything legally that was going on had taken a major toll on him.
Right.
And I'm just going to say they, because I don't want to put anything out there that shouldn't be out there.
Right.
But there are people that separated him from his friends, and that was everybody, from the big names to the little names, you know what I mean? And everybody in between.
So he was in his own little
He
world?
was in his own little world, and he didn't have the opportunity to see anybody, and he just started becoming a shell of himself. The very last time I saw him, I went into another photo op, but they were doing the photo ops. So I went in and I surprised him, and yes, you've heard the story before, Kim. I love you too, Justin, Marlene, DeGeorgie. He was just a shell of himself. He was not him. It wasn't him.
Wow.
He just sat there like with a smile on his face, and that was it. And I felt the worst, and it was a sad thing. So when he passed, I knew that it was coming, and anybody who knew him well felt that it was coming. Were you ready for it? No, you're never ready for it, but you felt that it was coming. And Carrie, it was, I did not expect that, but Carrie had her demons.
Yes.
Yes. But But she like I said, I met her that one time. I can't pass any judgment, and I won't. But she was. It's just legendary. Did you see the new Star Wars? That's the question.
I did not catch the new Star Wars, but I heard that
it's amazing.
It's
amazing.
How many Star Wars can they? I mean, wait a minute.
Put her in there after death.
Yeah, but she's but how many Star Wars can they have? They've had like 15 of them already.
Well, this is the last one in the Skywalker.
Yeah, but aren't they coming out with something? With
some other stuff.
There's other projects.
There's other things. Yeah.
There's other projects you can always venture off on, especially when you got such a terrific.
Shit, they built a fucking theme park in Disney for it. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's pretty badass also.
Dude,
when we were out there,
people just got back from there, said that you got to stand in line at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Not if you're Brimstone.
You got to. Well, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to play footsie with you.
Well,
no
but
problem,
you're showing your clout a little bit. But there's people that I know that went to Disney that stood online at 4 o'clock in the morning trying to punch into an app to get a code of when they're going to be able to come online.
We did. We signed over at this last year. Signing over at San Diego Comic-Con. Like the crew and I went over to Disney because we were in San Diego, and then we drove back to LA for a couple of days to do some business appearances and a little R&R. So we wound up going to Disney, and what do you call it? They brought us in, and we went over. I said I have to check out the Star Wars land, and everybody was psyched about it. So we went in. We got right into they brought us right into the cantina. We got to see the cantina, which was amazing. The drinks in there are ridiculous. One of the drinks actually has a fizz, will numb your lips.
Really?
Like everything gets numb. It's crazy. And then what do you call
Put that
it?
on my
Sure,
penis.
you
And
guys,
then they walked us.
Did
they
they not
walked
pat
us,
you down before you walked in?
No. Then they walked us. They walked us right into right into the Millennium Falcon. We just went straight through it, and it was one of the coolest. I got to give him credit on that, man. It was one of the coolest rides, And the sad thing was, it was right after Peter had. Was it right after? No, it wasn't. Did Peter? I don't remember if Peter. No, Peter, I think, had passed already because he hadn't gotten to see the ride. And what do you call it? Because I remember I had a tear in my eye, as ridiculous as it sounds. He was a good friend. I'm in his book. You know what I mean? I'm in his documentary.
Nice.
So for me, like Peter was fantastic. He played my father in the cartoon version and in the comic version of the Brimstone character.
Oh,
so the
my
architect was built around Peter. So it was a sad thing. You know what I mean? But amazing at the same time. Yeah, we were there. It was just. The ride was insane. The land itself, everything is in such detail. You know what I mean? In such amazing detail that you go, holy crap. It was just, like you think that you're in a Star Wars film.
Wow.
It's just amazing. So I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new movie yet, but I always liked Star Wars. Growing up, I thought it was cool. And then I thought it was interesting they made the Star Trek movie. I really liked that first one, especially the first one. But wasn't that J.J. Abrams who kind of flip-flopped between, which I thought was kind of crazy in a way.
It is. And there's it's funny because there are a lot of people that go, oh, you can either be a Trekkie or you're a Star Wars fan, and nothing in between. But hey, look,
you either like the Stones or the Beatles. What's another one of those things, Rich? Come on, you got a couple of those. One of those, one of the others.
Yeah, well, the Who and way back when. I'm trying to think who was the other band.
Led Zeppelin.
No, it wasn't like Zeppelin. It was more like or Zeppelin and the Doors.
Who was overrated?
Or who were very
Beatles
big
are
at
overrated.
The time.
Really?
Yeah.
No, they're not overrated.
They're overrated.
The Beatles are overrated.
Think about it. If the
What?
Beatles,
Wait.
the Beatles came out now.
You're lucky
Not even that. If John Lennon didn't die, John Lennon didn't die, do you think that they would be as big as they are?
Everyone else.
I think they would be bigger.
Time out.
And I'm not a
huge. He's a huge. Bobby Inzarello is a huge music guy. He's got to leave. He's got to leave. He would be arguing with you right now. They're fucking. Come on now. How many?
Hold on a second. The same thing goes for Nirvana. If Kurt Cobain didn't die, would he have been as big as he was?
Bigger.
As big as he
Bigger.
is now?
Bigger.
You think? See, but that's not necessarily true. A lot of people.
It is true.
A lot of people fizzle out after a while.
Yeah, but you have to remember at the time, it's a very similar. It's funny you bring up Nirvana and the Beatles because they were both groundbreaking bands at the time they came out.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes them at a higher level.
I think that they always would have been around because they did have their
absolutely
hits.
would have been around.
They did have their hits, but again,
They would.
it's Beatlemania would have died out eventually. The same thing like Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin, I think, is a much better and tighter band than the Beatles. And at the end of the day, Led Zeppelin. No, people don't know who Led Zeppelin is. Now they do, but the kids, no idea.
Right. Well, then they're not paying attention.
The kids-
if you don't know who Led Zeppelin is,
You
and
don't
you're a kid.
understand. I deal with a lot of millennials,
Oh
and
my
nobody
God.
knows who Led Zeppelin is. They,
But they know.
So wait, Stairway to Heaven.
So
What's
then,
that?
who do they know? Do they know the Doors? Do they know the Beatles? Do they know? So they don't know anybody.
They you know what they listen to mumble rap.
Wait, Richie,
So-
play the song that we
so it-
started the show with.
so it
I
doesn't
bet you. I
matter.
bet you Brim knows this song.
Oh my God!
I bet you
fucking
Brim.
song.
I know.
and don't get me wrong, I like the Beatles and I like Nirvana. I just
I've
think
never
they're
been
overrated.
I've never been a huge Beatles fan.
I'm also just trying to.
I always
start shit.
appreciate.
No, but I
Just
can-
to let you
I
know,
can respect
breaking
who
news:
they are.
Antonio Brown turns himself into police after a warrant on his arrest.
God.
Details at 11.
He's not on my fantasy team. I could give two shits about him.
Right,
now.
exactly.
Limo Talk. It's Graziadei.
What
Jeff
was the name of
Bosey
that-
hanging out.
what was the name of that dumb
Dance
song?
Monkey. Dance Monkey.
I
Brim's here. Charlie Myers here. Bobby Inzarello just left. Teresa Farrell, you still on the phone?
Yeah, I am.
Teresa's like, she's like, I don't want to
I'm
talk.
going to say goodnight. And
We
gonna
bored you
say,
enough, Teresa?
Brim, Will, it was nice catching up with you, and I hope to see you soon.
Absolutely, you got me on Facebook now, so keep in touch.
Yeah, will do.
Teresa,
All
am I
right,
seeing you
now-
tomorrow?
Yes, you are, honey.
You all right? You sound sad. What
I'll
happened?
No, I'm fine.
Because she's sick of
in the
hearing
morning.
people BS over here.
Did Bat Boy get canceled?
No.
Are you sure? You
Jeff
sound
will
very
call you when we're
depressed.
done.
Yes,
No,
I'll call you
I'm
about
getting a little-
cupping.
I'm getting a little tired.
Oh,
that's
fuck
all.
you. Is that trying to say we're boring you? What do you mean?
Little sing God.
It
No,
was
I
me.
got
I
up
was
early
boring
this
everybody.
morning.
I'm sorry.
All right,
I
well,
got up
not
really,
you.
really early.
Ray Negron just called. He says Bat Boy's been
Earlier
canceled.
than usual.
Hello? Bat Boy's been canceled.
No, it hasn't.
Ray
All right, listen, I'll
Negron,
talk to you,
Ray
Mariano.
Negron said.
When you're looking to do a show,
Good night,
Teresa, come
guys.
talk.
Good night,
to me.
Teresa.
Good night,
All right,
Teresa.
wait. Did you hear what Will? Did you hear what Brim said? When you
What'd
look
he
at
say?
when you're looking to do a show, make sure you come visit him.
Oh, absolutely.
She'll
Sure.
she'll be at your office singing the pussy
I
song.
keep all my options open. You know that.
There's a lot of things you keep open.
Ask Posey. He knows.
Really?
Oh boy! Ask
Ow.
Posey. He knows after the fucking governor's party.
See, we were down for a while, and then Graz came back in, and we just went to crap right away.
Yeah, it goes. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, you know what, Brim? I'm gonna say it again. I got my wife and kids at the house.
You gotta let it out now,
I
man.
get out of here on Thursday nights at 9:00. Soon to be 9:45. Just so you know, we've been moved. So we'll be here at 9:45 until about 11:45, 12 o'clock, and it's a way of getting out of the house, man. Plus, these guys, he's really cool, Bosey. I like Charlie, but he'll ask a question. It'll be about 9 minutes.
Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Zimmerman. How you doing, good sir?
But see, here's the thing. You now have a son who is what, 18, 19?
I have a 22-year-old.
22-year-old.
He's in Albany. He's a senior at Albany.
Oh, get out of here.
So I have a
my daughter is
15-year-old.
upstate also,
I have
yeah.
a 15-year-old girl. I have a
You
12-year-old.
got a kid in Albany?
I have a 12-year-old boy and a 7-year-old boy. So now I'm 54 years old. I'm going to be doing this for 20 years. I'm hoping to hit pay dirt. I want to get the advertising dollars like you do. I want to learn
gotta
from
work
you,
for 'em. They
dude.
gotta work for 'em.
Listen. I do my limo company does well.
Yeah.
But this is my hobby. This is the
Yeah.
thing that I want to. Listen. Nobody.
Graz, the second I make my first billion, I'm gonna give what's it called, Limo Talk, $100 million.
Yeah, you sound like my son. My son said the second million he makes, he's giving me the second million.
When I
He'll
get a
keep
job,
the
I'm
first.
giving you the whole quarter.
Listen, first of all, folks, the voice
I'll
that you're
give you
hearing on the
25
radio, on the phone is Michael Zimmerman, comedian Michael Zimmerman. Hi, Mike. How are you?
How you guys doing tonight, fellas? What's up?
We got wrestler and top podcaster on Long Island, Brimstone, on the air here with
It's
us.
just Brim.
Brim.
Oh, damn.
He
What's
said
up,
I could call him
Brimstone?
Brimstone too.
You can call me Brimstone.
And don't call him the
Just
first
don't call me
name.
by my first name.
Yeah.
The only person who calls me by my first
Is your
name
wife.
is
Is
my
Teresa.
wife.
Yeah.
That's
It's
it. I like Teresa.
And Teresa
apparently.
Farrell.
Teresa's
Apparently.
like, "Hi, William."
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
Oh, my God.
I'm like,
I'm not going. It's Brim.
She goes, "No, I met him 12 years ago when his name was William."
no, it was still Brim.
So she.
He'll always be William.
You had to see her. You had to see his
He'll always
face
be
the whole
very
time. He's
young.
telling us to call him Brim. She gets on the phone. She goes, "Hi, Will. How are you?"
It's you know what it is what it is and you know she gets a pass. She was introduced by a mutual friend, so it's okay.
We
It's
like-
okay.
we like- well,
it's nice
she's-
when you respect your elders.
We
Yeah.
like her a lot.
she's
She's
sweet.
Teresa's
super.
good.
She's
Teresa's
super.
good people.
She's super hungry.
Just ask Jeff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's. Wow. Wait, hold on. All I'm going to remember from this show is Brim sitting in the corner going, wow. Fucking shots fired.
Electronica is not on the phone right now. I'll tell you that.
So
you should call Rob. You should get Rob on.
It's 11 o'clock at night. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can get him on the phone. Hold
We
on.
couldn't get Sid Vicious. We did get Jim Leyritz.
Wait, whoa. You're going to take me off the air already? Come on.
No, I would never
we
do
were buddies.
I would never do that.
Come on.
Hold on.
Yeah,
let me see.
we had Mike. Were you listening earlier? We had Jim Leyritz on the show.
Watch out me call.
Oh, no way. He was on?
Yeah, he was on. We were
Hello?
talking a little.
Rob, is this you?
Cheating scandal.
Rob, put the.
man, I can't.
Zimmerman, shut up. Zimmerman, shut up for a
Why don't
minute.
they call from the studio?
Rob, I got your tenant here in my radio studio. I got Brimstone here.
What's going on, brother?
He's a good man. I'm thinking of expanding your studio over there, Electronica. Listen, I just want to let you know I gave you more shout outs. I got a comedian here named Charlie Myers. He gave you more shout outs tonight with the Electronica law firm than anybody. I'm gonna be in so much trouble tomorrow with the bosses. I'm just letting you know that.
Big fan of your last name. If you want to.
Yeah, we were singing the Hanukkah song. Let's do Hanukkah. We love Electronica.
See, I'm talking about you, brother. I said only good things.
Yeah, he said we have a mutual friend. I pulled him in here because I was proud of him and I knew he was doing really well. And he says we got a mutual friend. I go, who? He goes, Rob Electronica. I go, oh boy, here we go now.
But Rob, I gotta say, I was told that you have a boat that you didn't take me out on.
He's got a yacht. He doesn't have a boat. He has a yacht.
Oh, you have a yacht that you didn't take me out. See, I'm upset.
That's even more
now I'm
insulting.
upset.
Yeah, come on.
He's got. He takes.
Wait, where's my invite to the yacht? I like yachts.
Wait, hold on.
Shit.
Wait, Brim. He takes his hockey team when they win championships.
Okay.
They go out to Fire Island for a fucking 2-day beer fest. Bullshit,
Electronica,
no.
come on, Rob.
What? It's not even overnight. It's a long time, and there's about 20 of them, aren't there?
Yes, there is 20 guys, but we always make it back before the sun comes up.
So Rob, summertime, you got to take me out on the yacht.
Rob, I gotta get you to sponsor Gums Radio so I don't get in trouble. Rob, I love you. Say hello to everybody. All right, say hello to Dana. All right.
It's good hearing your voice.
All right. All right, Rob. Thanks.
Bye, Rob.
What
There you
kind
go.
of shit did he get you off of?
He
You started
he-
sweating profusely.
he got
as
me-
soon as you heard his voice, you started fucking
Twice.
sweating like a
Twice.
pig.
He's gotten me twice. He's helped me twice.
Oh,
He
yeah,
gets
'cause
excited.
you
He's
were
been
sweating
huge.
like you were in front of the
yeah,
judge.
I heard his
This is
voice.
not-
I got a little nervous. I had a
know,
flashback.
yeah.
I'm like, Your Honor, I'm innocent, not guilty. Rob, I kicked
started
Rob.
swaying back and forth.
It felt
in
like
the
10
chair.
years ago when I kicked Rob under the table. Not guilty. Not guilty.
Yeah. Jeez, Electronica got you off.
Yeah, he's a good man. So
Yeah, good guy.
I didn't know you were over there. That's fantastic.
Yeah. We went over there. Like I said, we're gonna be there 2 years in March. So
He's a great landlord,
Yeah, no,
too.
he's fantastic. What do you call it? And I'm a good tenant. So you know what? I always watch out for everything that's going on.
It's a little tight in there for you guys, right? The one where the Brim where you guys do grindhouse. Yeah, isn't that no?
No, we
that
have a
table
we have
looks
a
like
nice-
you guys.
No, we have a lot of room.
Yeah.
Have you ever yet? Now you do all these different things. Have you ever dabbled in stand-up comedy?
You know what's funny? A lot of
because we are at Governor's Comedy
And these
Club
two are
in
comedians right
Levittown.
here.
A lot of other wrestlers have gone on to do comedy, and they're very
Dolph
successful
Ziggler, right?
at it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know him personally. I what do you call? I know Foley's done it. I know other people have done it.
RVD's definitely done it. I know that.
Rob
yeah.
Van Dam.
Yeah, RVD's a friend of
Oh
mine.
my God,
I know
dude.
Rob does
You ever-
it. I don't know how funny he is, but I know
I've
he
never
does.
seen-
it.
Oh
I've
my
never
God,
seen it.
dude! It's a train wreck. He had like a whole TV show kind of thing where he'd get the comedians to get all these like indie wrestlers to try to come up on stage and do comedy. It literally looked like they spent $250 for the whole thing. It was so terrible.
Aw. Rob's a great
No,
guy,
listen,
though. I love Rob to death. What do you call it? He's a good cat.
Dude, listen,
Huge
RVD
stoner.
was literally my favorite growing up, man. I totally would try to do 5-star frog splash like anytime we'd be able to wrestle with my brothers, man. It was so much fun.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
were more of a Jeff Hardy guy.
Wait, you gotta listen.
So no,
I-
I've never
yeah,
I've never
Bobby,
done comedy though. I do comedy on air, and that's just sitting quick quips here or there. I don't think I could do what you guys do.
You don't think you could just go?
I don't
up
think I
and,
could. I can hold a crowd. I could, I'll get
listen.
somebody behind me, but I can't. Yeah, that's like you're putting yourself out there, because the most amazing thing about comedians is that they're usually they're talking about the things that have happened in their lives and and not necessarily the good things, and finding the humor in the bad things,
Right.
and putting yourself out there like that is just it's so amazing, and it's to me it impresses
His
the hell
best
out of me.
set. His best set was about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Right around this time on a Thursday night, Artie Lang walks in, comes onto my show. We're simulcasting in the back room. He gets on the stage. We shut the simulcast
Cut me off.
We had Artie Lang in here. He has the best set of his life. He comes in. He
He
goes.
interview that I would always have wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. He comes in. He goes, "Did you hear us?" I go, "No, Artie Lang was on." Now, to make it even worse, Richie's a huge Howard Stern fan, and that was the one night that he's not my board up, and he's pissed off because.
Oh, you were Rich. We share in that.
No, I was helping him out driving a goddamn limo that night.
Yeah, he was driving.
Yeah.
So what
Gotta
about-
make money.
Lucky me.
We've
Artie
had
just decided to
in the-
stop by.
No, Artie Lang.
I don't know Artie.
Artie Lang had gotten out of rehab. He's getting his life together.
Right.
So he did a whole bunch of spots here at Governor's.
Okay.
He happens to be in the back. He happens to be smoking a cigarette in the back, and my wife and I walking in. I go, "Hey, Artie, how are you?" We start talking. I go, "We got a podcast in the back. Come, an internet radio station.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
visit us."
Gotcha.
He comes in. Then in the last 3 weeks, we had Pete Coriel walked in. We had Big Time Tommy. You know Big Time Tommy?
I think I saw
with
him
the
outside in the
cigars?
front before. Yeah.
Big Time Tommy?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so,
he's
yeah.
here all the time.
Yeah.
We called him Big Time Tony.
It's so weird because he comes out there like this, and he's got so many people that are sitting and paying attention to him. Big time Tommy.
He goes on Instagram.
I don't get it, but I'm
He's on Instagram. Hey, Instagram, it's Big Time Tommy.
Big time Santa. Yeah, I was thinking about calling and being like, "Hey, come on."
I'm putting on disco music right now. Look at the chicks. It's beautiful. It's 120 degrees out.
Yeah.
Look, it's Big Time Tommy. He gets 50,000 fucking views.
It's crazy.
I put my dog on here. I get 10.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know,
lucky.
man. I don't
Are
know.
you fucking kidding me? I got one more question.
Yeah.
You doing it so long. How the fuck did you get 53,000 Instagram followers? I got 400.
You
and I
have
did
53,000.
God,
No,
damn.
I have. Well, I went down. I have. What do you call it? They did purges and everything. So
So did Jeff.
I'm at
Yo,
like,
5 followers. No way, man.
I have,
I'm at like
I have
36.
400. I think I'm fucking huge.
I'm at like 36,000 or something.
I have 405. I'm trying to get 406.
So did you get that? Was it just all from selfies, or how did you?
Yeah, how'd you accumulate all those?
Who, me?
Yeah.
The selfies.
I've been around for a long time. Oh, you're talking about how many
Yeah, get
pictures?
your
My pictures?
No, your Instagram followers and stuff like that.
I don't know. I'm
I want
active.
to learn.
I'm active.
I want to learn. I'm active too.
What do you call it? Yeah, no,
I
I'm
went
I'm
from
active.
406 to 407 in 5 minutes.
There
You're
you
not
go.
as active.
I mean,
Yeah.
you-
Simple.
And this guy's doing a ton of.
He's
ton of
30,000
shit.
times more
Yeah, no,
active.
Hanging out with
so
Stan
I
Lee.
was at like 42,000 on Insta, and then what do you call it? They did the crazy purges, and I think I'm down at like
Purges.
36,000 or something now. But,
Even then, so.
but that's still, I mean, and that's low.
I got a friend from Delaware, Chris Valeri.
Okay.
He's telling me he wants me to hold him. He wants me to love him. He wants me to touch him. He misses me. So I got to say hello to Chris Valeri.
So you got a guy who loves you, but yet I'm on the on the fire with the whole cupping.
Dude, I didn't mention you're fucking walking into my studio with your hands anywhere.
No, not at all.
It's Charlie, let's fucking start a fight, Myers.
No.
It's
like-
Charlie, let's throw
Like,
kerosene
Jeff,
on the fire.
Jeff came in here and he walked in with Teresa, and then we're in the back room, and then
Yeah, I
Charlie.
mean-
That's cute. Charlie's mind.
Right.
They touched.
Well, you was telling a story about how you were in the back room, and then
I didn't even tell a story.
Then,
Fast told the
you
story.
did. And then Teresa starts telling the story about how it was you helping her make sure that her boobs stayed in her shirt.
Delusional people.
That's what she said, though.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
It's,
No
it's
way.
allegedly.
Allegedly happened.
All right.
Allegedly.
All right. So Bobby Anzarello's watching. Chris Valeri says, I will not stop. He wants me to tongue him. That's great. Greg DiFilippo says, Brim, you've been great today. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, Brim's been doing a good
Tom
job.
Greer says, yeah, comedy, Brim.
Yeah, Tom is one of my co-hosts.
Greg DiFilippo
He's
said,
the sports guy. You guys should have him on.
Nice.
You guys will
Sports
talk
guy.
sports. You guys will have a blast with that. He likes all the wrong teams, though. He likes the Mets. He likes the Jets. And the Mets, the Giants, and the Islanders.
Well, it's important. I find
the Islanders are doing well.
Islanders are good.
When you have an eclectic show, that you gotta have somebody who has different, knowledge about different things than you.
That's what we do.
Like if some of these guys don't know about
Wait a
wrestling.
minute, hold
if
on,
somebody
Charlie,
comes
what
on
knowledge
wrestling,
do you have?
Who doesn't know about wrestling? I know a lot about wrestling.
You do know a lot about wrestling.
I know a lot about
right
wrestling.
here. I know a ton about it.
Zimmerman knows about wrestling, but if somebody comes in and starts talking
know
about rap
old school
music or
wrestling.
anything along those lines,
All right, watch. Favorite wrestler of all time, Brim.
Myself? No, I'm just
What
kidding.
besides you?
I know Undertaker. I've always
Undertaker.
loved the Undertaker.
Zimmerman, favorite.
Taker's good. Wow. For me, that's tough. I'm just really more of a Kurt Angle guy. I don't know why.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt is
Charlie
one of the nicest
Myers.
guys. by the way.
Kiwi.
I got to meet Kurt Angle.
Who?
Kiwi.
Shame on you.
Who's Kiwi?
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Who the hell is
Who's Kiwi?
WCW.
Kiwi, bro?
Forget about it.
Kiwi,
He's
yeah.
got-
Shame on
You have no idea, right?
No,
You-
But he
wait
could
a minute,
work.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
hold- here, I'm waiting for it. Fucking Junkyard Dog. Go ahead. Who do you like?
No, I want the Georgie Animal Steel. No.
George was a good
Georgie
guy, too.
Animal
was.
Steel, though. That was pretty cool, guy.
was
I
the
actually
English
lean towards,
professor.
later on, I lean towards Goldberg.
Okay, and you, Rich?
Randy
One of the,
Savage.
one of the only other Jews in wrestling.
the Macho Man.
The Macho Man. I used to love the Macho Man.
I think that The Rock doing what he did to Mr. McMahon about 10 years ago when he told him to kiss ass, you're going to kiss my ass
Yeah.
fucking thing with Ric Flair
Right.
and Trish Stratus
Yeah.
and The Rock and Rikishi. I think that's one of the best fucking wrestling things I've ever
I'm
seen
going
in
to
my
change
life.
my answer
Oh,
to
that
the
was
big
hilarious.
bad booty daddy.
Big bad booty.
What was that, Rikishi?
Big Bad Booty.
Oh, Big Papa
Big
Pump?
Papa Pump.
Yeah, but Big
Big-
Papa
oh,
Pump.
Scott Steiner was the man.
I'm telling you.
Listen, we tried to call
But two
Psycho
freaks.
Sid today. We tried to get Psycho Sid
know-
Zimmerman. He wouldn't answer the phone.
I mean, I like the
What
other,
the fuck?
I like the
How
old
hell did you guys get
80s.
Psycho Sid?
Eric
awesome.
Shevlin got
I
it
like
for
the
us.
80s wrestling. I used to love watching
It's
like
the gimmicks. It's the
big,
shticks, man.
Big John
Yeah.
Studd.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Stud.
Big John. Studd.
You had, like I said, the Junkyard Dog. You had
Roddy
George Animal
Piper.
Steel, Rowdy Piper.
The Iron Sheik.
Oh my
Sheiky.
God, the Iron
Sheiky.
Sheik.
Oh,
Sheiky's
the
one of
Iron
the reasons
Sheik.
I got into the industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheiky.
Somebody has a
Sheiky.
question. Greg DiFilippo from Florida says, "How did his podcast get a nomination for best podcast on Long Island?" Somebody
no idea.
Somebody just voted you.
I guess so. Well, we were brought on. We were nominated 2017, and what do you call it? We won 2017. Then 2018, we were nominated for again. Well, because we won the prior year, but then myself and my co-host Kim were both nominated for best personality, and I won best personality on Long Island over Billy Joel. I beat Billy Joel. Yeah, and that was
impressive.
Because Billy Joel won like 7 years in a row, and then I won that year. So Billy Joel's fans obviously were not paying attention.
So do you get hate mail now?
No,
They fell asleep on the voting.
But I'm gonna take that win and I'm gonna run with that. But and I won personality again in 2019, and then this year I did not win the personality. The only one we won was. What do you call it for the radio? But yeah, awesome. I don't know how we were.
Who
nominated.
who runs the ratings? I'm just curious. Is it like an association?
Best
Long Island Press.
Yeah,
Long Island Press. And they use an outside agency who does all the all the stuff.
Gina Kajemi
So this way they can make sure everything's legit.
Gina, who came into our show before, says, "Sorry I barged in, but wanted to say hello to Graz. Nice to meet you, Brim. Nice to meet you, Charlie
too.
Myers. Go fuck yourself, Jeff Bosey."
Wow.
She said, "I had a few too many drinks. Hubby is now making me drink coffee."
You know, this is what.
Oh,
Did
good.
you not-
A wide awake drunk. That's always good.
Richie, out of nowhere.
That's always good.
Home run.
Give her a shot of tequila. She'll pass out.
You notice how
So
I
much
get
better.
You notice how I get brought out at the last part of the show, and it's just to just have someone to shit on. What a great moment I have.
Usually when somebody says husband is making me, I wasn't expecting drink coffee.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
Yeah, there's usually different intentions when you hear the start of that sentence.
But they've been married for 30 years. Did you see him when he walked in? Just kidding, Jim.
Yeah.
Wow.
He said he's been married. Well,
I gotta have a joke. Come on, Will.
See, the thing is, I don't want to tear into the poor guy. You know what I mean?
That's okay.
That guy walked in here looked like a beaten man. Okay. I don't know anything about that poor woman, but I can tell that as a beaten man.
You will make me coffee and you will like it.
I've been with my wife for 18 years.
Me too.
In another week, this next week is my 18-year, anniversary.
Oh,
okay.
Give him Congrats.
Thank you. And I am, when we're out, I am happy. I'm smiling. Homeboy looked beat, man. He was like, why am I coming in this room? I want nothing to do with this.
Well, why? What did
yeah,
you do to me?
that
And she
poor
just
guy.
walked in and barged in. She's like, hey, Graz, how are you? Oh, Charlie Myers.
No offense to them. Very nice people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but did you hear his answer? When you asked him why he was married to her for 30 years, he said he had no choice. That was his answer.
When your answer's like that,
That was his
one of those
answer.
days
No choice?
That's one of those kind of marriages where the husband just pulls in the driveway. It's like, I could leave right now. I could just gun it down the street, and I'm home free.
No.
I could go right off the pier. Watch me.
That's the kind of guy that puts an egg in the tailpipe and closes the garage door.
Gina, it's just a little joke, Gina. The views of Limo Talk, the views of Brim are not the views of Limo Talk, Gubs Radio, and Gotham Go Graz.
Those are the views of the Grindhouse Radio. No, just kidding. They're like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Your assistant sitting there going, no, don't do it.
No.
Talk sports, please. This guy.
Listen,
so funny.
I had fun tonight. I must say that I'm very happy to have met you.
Pleasure coming in, guys.
I hope you had fun.
Yeah,
I
man.
told you you'd fit right in.
Hey, I don't know about fitting. I'm kind of tight over here, but yeah, no, man, it was a good time. I was joking with you on Twitter.
Oh, I know, dude. Listen, well, you know what?
What's the
Now that I-
backstory of that? What was he?
No,
he was
because I'm not.
roasting you a little?
No, he says be gentle with me. 'Cause- and I'm like, does he know me? Christ, everybody knows
It's
I
the
get the
same
same
thing.
shit from everybody.
That's the same thing Teresa said to Bozy on Monday night.
I knew. Well played, sir. Well played.
Oh, fucking A! Jeff, I gotta ask you a question. Your wife might be. Is there a possibility, or any possibility, your wife might be listening?
Listen, my wife listens to me like close the door and then she throws a party. Well, listen, I do want to say this though.
Oh, here we go.
Brim, I have to say your presence here tonight on this show. This has been the most tamest this show has been.
I'm
Charlie
sorry.
actually shut the fuck up for like a whole half hour, which is amazing on so many feet.
It was Jim
I'm
Laritz.
sorry.
It's
And then
Yeah.
Graz
Laritz
didn't
was
open.
great.
Everyone was like actually listening because you want to know what they sat there and go like, "Holy shit, get it together!" Does someone knows how to like really throw a show
Yeah.
on.
Listen. I'd be the first one to tell you we're all fucking. We just don't care, as you can tell.
But here's the thing: the cool thing about internet radio, podcasting in general, anybody can do it, and anybody can do however they want to do it.
Yeah, but you got to
so
do it
whatever,
well.
whatever. No, you could do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter, whether it's good or bad or ugly. It's all in the eye of the beholder. So the people that are out there, they listen to what you're doing. They hear you're having a good time. You're authentic. People are going to appreciate that, and they're going to listen. So kudos to you. Keep doing what you're doing. You don't
Appreciate
need
it.
to stop. You know what I mean? Me personally, I would tame down a little bit on the cursing, but that's up to you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It depends on what the audience is that you're looking for.
Yeah.
But the fact is again, in this industry, we're not talking about terrestrial radio, AM, FM, where you're going to get, the crap kicked out of you, with fines if you curse or if you act stupid. You know what I mean? The fact is you guys are having fun and it shows. And that's a positive and that's a great thing. So keep doing what you're doing.
We try very hard.
Keep doing what you're
Yeah,
doing.
we try. Well,
And it's good, and it works.
Yeah,
That's it.
it works. We're having a lot of fun.
Nobody does it wrong. Nobody does it right. It's just how you do it.
Listen, you walked
Am I
in here
making
what?
sense?
Yeah, you're making a lot. You walked in here what? 9:10.
Yep.
It's 11 o'clock. I think you had a good time, right?
I'm here, man.
11:30.
Well, I was going to leave like 10 minutes after I got here, but I couldn't get out of the fucking there. I cursed, see? I couldn't get out of the place.
It's contagious.
It's contagious now.
All right, so
I figured we were at the end of the show. I'll throw one in.
All right, now we're
Britain's one of
gonna
us,
say goodbye. Turn her on. Wait, hold on. First of all, Zimmerman. Besides, where are you gonna be? Hopefully, you're gonna be in Governors. Promote anything on
Say
Governors.
something, Governors.
Say
Something,
something,
Governors.
Well, if somebody wants to put me on their show, then I'd appreciate it, Governor.
Well, you'll be here next week because 9 o'clock next week's our last show in January. We're going to be out on February 6th, and we'll be back on the 13th at 9:45. Watch our ratings Watch our ratings flourish at that time. Holy fuck! I'll tell you about that. I'll tell you about that one. I'll tell you about that one
later
when
and later. Huh?
Oh, dude.
That's a story.
It's like
for
what
another-
it's like what AMC did to comic book men.
Dude, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock at night. We started. They bring two comedians in here. We move it. They leave 2 weeks later. So we stay at 9 o'clock. Now they got another show coming in, and now we're moving to 9:45. So we'll soon be at midnight.
Well, you're not supposed to get bumped. I mean, that's kind of silly. It's not my place.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh, we like this guy.
I couldn't agree more, Brim.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I do things differently.
Limo
Excellent
Talk
point.
live from Latronica.
Excellent point. Stand your ground.
All right, Chris Valeri says, tongue me, hold me, Graziadei, love you, Graz, love you, Brim. Holy shit.
I love you, too.
Listen.
Greg DiFilippo from Tampa says, gentlemen, have a good evening. Peace out from Florida.
I had a question for you, by the way, from one of my people on my watch party.
Go ahead.
So Mark Torres is one of the hosts on It Came From the Radio.
I know who he is.
So it's you who was making. You used to call into the station back.
Correct.
Then. Mark, you got it right. He's the guy who was calling in back when he was asking. So
where was he? What state?
WGBB, I believe.
That was my station.
Yeah, it came from the radio.
It came from the radio. I used to like him.
Now he's out of GHR. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he comes out.
Tell him I said hello.
He says hello, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
All right, Mark. This one's for you. Come on, put her on. Let's get the fuck out of here. You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? Is this her?
Almost.
Yeah, now it's a live version.
Who's the her?
So.
We get out of here. We put Rihanna on.
Rihanna's a sweetheart.
Yeah, well, we have a song. Here we go.
I did a thing with
Here we
Rihanna.
go. For the great, powerful Bobby Inzarello, Ins 41. Thank you very much, Ins. Good job tonight. For Teresa Farrell, for Mad Dog Russo, for Brimstone. Where can we catch you, Brim?
Grindhouse Radio every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, iHeartRadio, and hit me up on Instagram at @TheRealBrimstone. It's verified. You'll know it's me.
For Charlie Myers. Charlie, where can we catch you?
Next week on Limo Talk at 9:45.
Bozy, besides my back room with Teresa Farrell, where can we catch you?
Nowhere. Nobody wants to have shows with me anymore since last week.
So you're out?
Where can you catch Bozy? In the dark room with Teresa on Monday night.
Oh, here we go.
Graziadei. Charlie Myers is gay.
So true.
Graziadei. Bozy's gay. Brimstone's not. For Ken Pichelle. For Greg DiFilippo. For Gina Kajemi Coffin walking to my studio and barging in with Tony and Sally. By the way, thanks for stopping my show on a dime. For Ken Pichelle, for Chris Valeri telling me he wants me to tongue him. For who else? Anthony Rodriguez. For Jim Leyritz. For Psycho Sid, who wouldn't take my phone call. For Anthony Rodia in the hallway, who I'm talking to while he's taking a piss.
And Goomba Johnny.
Who says goodbye to me and says, I won't be talking to you anymore. I got Anthony Rodia. Who needs you, fat boy? So, folks, again, 9 o'clock next Thursday night. We're off on the 6th because we're going to watch the Green Dogs, and I'm on strike because I need to go on strike. Let's go, Dogs. We'll be back on the 13th, 9:45. Listen to Grindhouse Radio.
He'll get it right.
Hold on. Graziadei. Charlie Myers is gay.
Here we go.
Good night, everybody. God bless. We'll see you in a couple of days. Zimmerman.
That's what Teresa say.
Thanks for calling in. I love you.
Posey stay.
No problem.
Posey stay.
Good night, everybody.
You coming in next week?
Oh, absolutely.
Good. I'll see you next week, all right? Catch Brim on Grindhouse Radio. It's a great show. He's over in the Latronica Law Firm building. Go visit him. For Rob Latronica for taking my phone call. I love you, Rob. All right? Am I on? I've been off the whole time?
No, you're on. You're very on.
Limo Talk, GotTheMGoGraz.com, Gubs.com, GubsRadio.com. We'll see you next week, folks. Good night. Peace.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.